the holidays are always a pain when it comes to scheduling, so this week the Ith crew is off, and instead I have crafted the best holiday adventure ever for Squoan and Sin. Hopefully he had a good time. Hopefully you have a good time watching it. And whatever you celebrate, if you celebrate, we hope that it is full of friends and fun and ideally food that's not trying to eat you. Have a happy holiday.
Okay, now I'm ready. Blow me away.
Oh, don't put pressure on me, please.
Boon's Festive Misadventure. Yay!
Yay!
I like the music.
I spent a lot of time with music for you on this.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Paying off so far.
So far, so good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Oh, we last left Squoan and company. They were just leaving Orem. Right?
Yep.
Alright. Headed to the magical
Abris.
city of Abris to do something.
To enlist help in freeing Ariel Othcult, Squoan's mentor, and also just to get the hell out of Orem, because Orem sucks!
Because Orem's on fire.
Yeah, and also it's on fire. But we had nothing to do with that.
Nothing at all. And Alistair Ratzinger.
It's fine.
He's good.
He's good.
He's fine. He's having a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Alright. So, the crew begins to go down the well-traveled road just outside of Orem, heading west towards Abris. And this area of Rikha is fairly forested. You've been out here before a little bit when you were scoping out the hunger. So it's a little more forested than south, and as you travel along the road, it's definitely a little more mountainous, little hillier than the flat riverlands of the south. We will go to... Boop.
Oh!
Ooh.
Christmassy.
And as you travel along, the first day or so looks pretty normal. A wide flat road, trees sort of, encroaching, but nothing major. After those first few days, though,
As we
Orem.
travel, Squoan's mood is going to slowly sort of pick up as he gets more and more distance from Orem, and he's going to start chattering excitedly about what's ahead in Abris, and like trying to lift everyone's spirits, get them as excited as he is to be heading to a city of magic. Our people.
Which, Spengler is totally game. Not that he considers himself magical, but
Yeah.
he's always happy to join into any sort of festive conversation. He's just a joyful kind of dude. Sarah doesn't seem as excited to be going to a city full of magicians. And Oren, well, I think he's not happy to be outside the city. But he gamely plays along.
He's a teen, nothing makes him happy.
Well, he's also never really been outside of Orem. So this is all kind of a new experience for him. And he is the first one to notice as you travel along that when you left Orem initially, it was fairly temperate. But after a few days travel, things start to get super chilly, like real fast. The nights get real cold. There's a couple where you wake up and there's actual frost on you and the ground. And the next day, when you get up and start heading further down the road, you can start to see there's actual snow beginning to cling to the trees and build up along the sides of the road, which is unseasonably cold.
It can't be explained by us going higher into the mountains.
No, because you're not really going higher into the mountains. You're going... I mean, the area is a little higher, but it's not... I mean, you're still kind of in hills and forests. This isn't mountains yet. This is still sort of a flat area.
I'll ask Steingrimmer if he's seen anything like this.
Well, it looks like wintertime, but it's not wintertime.
Yeah, I mean, but you've seen druids and dealt with them. Does this seem like a druid thing? Because it's not really winter.
I guess. I don't know why a druid would make it winter on purpose. Knock some snow down from a low-hanging branch. Feels real enough.
Well, it can be real and also magical.
Mm-hmm.
Your camera died.
My camera died?
I'll just reconnect. There you are.
Okay. So as you travel another day, and the winter weather begins to get really, really heavy. Really heavy. Is Poochie still connected?
Why do you think he wouldn't be?
Because his picture's gone.
Not on my screen.
Okay. Might just be mine then. But yeah, the winter weather starts to close in a little bit, spreading all throughout the path, covering all the trees and bushes that you pass. And finally, Sarah, who hasn't had a whole lot to say on your journey thus far, says, "This is ridiculous."
What's ridiculous? You're ridiculous.
Just glares down at you. We're not packed for the cold. Why don't we see if we can find a village or a road inn or something?
Well, we're going along the road. If there is one, we'll get to it eventually. I don't think we need to worry. A little bit of cold won't do us any harm.
He looks from you to Orin. Okay.
I nudge Steingrimmer city folk, huh?
And Steiger just kind of chuckles. He's got a point, you know.
Yeah, but I'm right too. I mean, if we just go along the road, we'll hit a village eventually, or something, maybe. And if we don't, we don't.
Probably.
Not much to be done about it.
Yeah. You're right. So he continues to plod along, keeping at the rear of the group. He doesn't seem to be particularly bothered by the cold.
Of course not. Because he's tough. Unlike these other whiny babies. Oh, shit, we've got Hane too. How's Hane doing?
You have Hane?
Yeah, we rescued Hane.
Oh, that's right. You do have Hane. Hane seems to be more bewildered than anything. Like the first day or so on the road, he's pretty shell-shocked, considering somebody tried to blow him up.
Mm-hmm.
But he eventually relaxes. He doesn't seem to have much to say about the winter kind of popping up out of nowhere. You can tell it makes him uneasy, but with the moment you mention druids, he kind of accepts that as that makes sense. Like that is clearly what this is. Like this is clearly druids at work, being goofy. As
being
druids are known to
goofy.
be.
Those goofy druids.
Goofy druids. So yeah, he seems a little unnerved. He's kind of leaning more towards the Sarah end of the camp. He would much prefer to be around people, but obviously he's bright enough to know that he is in no position to negotiate. And he seems to be a little nervous around Steingrimmer. He's a big dude.
Yeah. Once he's like back on his feet and seems to be processing things like not in a non-concussed way.
A few days, yeah.
I'll sort of strike up a conversation with him. So, that didn't turn out exactly the way you were hoping, huh?
Just looks down at you. No.
What do you think went on there? Was that Cornin Rinsei pulling a power move?
Maybe.
Is he trying to start a war?
Probably.
So he was maybe behind the attempt on the Maja. What's her face? Amidala Starcaller.
Excuse me?
Maja Aradesh.
Maja Aradesh.
There we go.
Amidala. Get out of here with that. Negative XP for that. If I could take away inspiration points, I would. I don't think he'd hurt the Maja.
Well,
I don't think anybody would hurt the Maja. She's one of us. Why would we hurt one of us?
Well, maybe he knew that I was there and would prevent the assassination attempt. It was just for show. He was like, oh, the Serendipitous Riddlefist is there. He'll make sure that she comes to no harm. But this will incite the passions of the populace against mages, pushing things to a breaking point if I attempt to kill her. You know?
Possibly. I don't think anyone can really kill the Maja.
That too.
Well, I would get back to discuss things with him, but we're going in the wrong direction for that. Not that I really want to go back to Orem right now. Probably not wise.
I told you about Lockerin, right? The shape-shifting ne'er-do-well who had me imprisoned and tortured and stuff.
Yes.
Right. There were rumors that she was hanging around outside inside the Wolf's Maw. You didn't happen to catch a glimpse of her. Did you have any meetings with Cornin Rinsei? Because I'm working on a theory that it's the same person.
That's two different questions. I never met with Corden inside Wolf's Maw. He wouldn't come inside the city.
Okay. Did you have meetings with anyone?
Not Ennis.
Maybe
Never inside
Ennis.
Wolf's Maw, though.
No, Ennis isn't Lockerin. I beat the shit out of Ennis.
Yes, you did. You beat the holy hell out of Ennis.
Why did you stay so long in Orem anyway?
Well, I was convinced that you could make a change there. We have sympathetic ears on the council. I don't see that happening now, though.
No.
And with the new Queen Regent, being from Abris, even if she's not one of us, that's still, possibility.
Another possibility is that, because I noticed that, what's his face? Head of the Power Knights. Help me out. What's his name?
Clement?
No. Other guy.
Granger.
Ether Granger. Granger, yeah. He wasn't around during the whole bombs going off and such. Nowhere to be seen. So another possibility is that Cornin Rinsei is actually working to drive up, public sentiment against the mages in order to wipe the mages out, like he's in league with Ether Granger, maybe.
I can't see Cornin being in league with Pyre Knights. He kind of hates those sons of bitches. And he looks over at Sarah. Okay, no offense.
He's reformed. He's cool.
Payne does not look at all put to ease by that.
What are your thoughts on taking off that cloak, Sarah, once we get closer to Abris?
I think when the snow stops, I'll take the cloak off.
All right. I was just wondering if it was part of your identity or something, like some memento you carry from your tragic past to remind you of your lost love or something, and you were loath to part with it for any reason. But luckily, that's not the case. Double thumbs up.
Hain just watches his eyes darting back and forth between Sarah and Squoan, Sarah and Squoan. And after a while, it kind of clears his throat. Yeah, I don't think an inn would be remiss before the snows get any deeper.
Fair enough. We can stop at an inn. I have nothing against inns.
That's good. So you do travel a little further before Steingrimmer kind of pokes his head up a little bit, just inclines his nose a little, like he's smelling something on the air, as he tends to do when you get around people. And kind of nudges you a little bit, but his nudge sort of lurches you forward about 2 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, this way.
What do you smell or hear?
I'm all fire. I smell smoke.
All right.
People this way.
Actually, maybe we should sneak forward and scout it out first.
Okay. We could do that.
I motion for the others to wait there while me and Steingrimmer forward.
So you take this massive creature and roll your stealth and roll his stealth. Yeah, he rolled it too.
For someone who lives in the forest,
He does not do stealth well, no. Plus this is snow.
Yeah.
He's not quite used to snow. That's not bad.
No. Not great, but it's not bad.
You guys sort of stumble your way off the beaten path for just a bit. You can see, after sort of clambering your way through low-hanging branches and exposed tree roots, there is a little path about 100 feet off to one side that you could have walked. But you pop over
Yay! Christmas
to
town.
a little village in the middle of the forest, not terribly far from the main road, all decked out in candles and wreaths.
Christmas is saved after all our technical problems.
Christmas is saved! So yes, this tiny little village doesn't look too, super well traveled. It does have the path that leads to it and through it, but just beyond, you can see the mountains really do begin to encroach. So it is kind of hemmed in a little bit. Totally surrounded by forest. These are wood and cob style buildings. Not a whole lot to recommend it. There's one really large building that's clearly the pub, and it's all lit up. And there's some, draft animals outside, mules and draft horses that have been tied up outside. But other than that, it's a cluster of low, single-story homes, sort of radiating out from the central pub.
Sorry, I thought I heard someone in the apartment.
Is it the mouse again?
Yeah, it's the mouse. The ghost of the mouse.
It's not my fault this time. I wasn't eating candy.
No. Well, it seems safe enough. I guess we can go back and gather the others.
Okay, well, I'll stay here. Keep an eye out.
All right. Do you want to make a secret call if you hear something or see something dangerous to warn us off?
I'll just yell, "Don't come over here."
That's not very secret, though. Can you do owl hoots?
I don't think you can do owl hoots. I'll roll his performance, but I don't think he can. Oh, he rolled a 14. That's not a bad owl hoot.
Good job. Okay,
That's
do an owl
pass-
hoot.
Owl hoot. Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'll go back.
Where the rest of them are waiting on you, expecting, especially Sarah, looking exasperated.
By the way, Hayden, I say as I come up, all this snow on the top of my head, I've been thinking I'd like to grow my hair long fast if possible. Do you know any magic that could do that?
That's not my area of study, I guess. But we're going to Abris, so I'm sure there's something that can help you.
All right. So we go back to the village.
Okay. You lead them back to this village. Grimmer is where you left him, kind of on the outskirts, just sort of peeking through trees. This big hulky man trying to squish down in the snow.
A+ sneaking.
A+ sneaking. So now you're all together again.
So there's the inn.
Sarah just huffs. Kind of claps a hand on the back of Orin so that he almost lifts him off the ground and strides off in the way of the pub, with Hayden kind of just behind, casting glances back at you and Steingrimmer.
All right, we follow along.
Okay. So you go up to the pub. Sarah strides his way in. The sign to the pub is sort of swinging from its holster up above the door. This is the Moose Lick Inn.
The Moose Lick?
Mm-hmm.
What is there a picture on the sign?
Well, yeah, there's a moose on the side.
Is it licking something?
Well, its tongue is hanging out, but it kind of goes out and then it flips back around, and it's what's actually holding the sign to the rafter above it, to the signpost above it.
Okay.
Yeah. So wrapped around, becomes iron. It's what secures it.
Everyone who names in is on drugs.
Yes. Yes. You have to have a creative name because there's a lot of, competition.
With the Shaggy Onion trying to drive the little guy out of business.
Shaggy Onion is a tough customer to beat.
Starbucks of Iyeth.
It is. It is. The Moose Lick Inn. You go inside. Fairly expansive, pretty well built, considering that the rest of the buildings are kind of wooden and sort of ramshackle. Pretty sturdy, 2 stories, lit up, massive fire in the background. There are 2 humans behind the bar, a man and a woman. They look older, probably early 50s. Just starting to gray a little, but wearing publican clothes. The woman's got her apron on, and the older man's got his sleeves rolled up, and they're serving drinks and everything. And on all of the tables, there's about half dozen tables that sort of fill this room. All the tables, and also in several spots on the bar, are these big wicker baskets. These big, not very well made wicker baskets full of cookies. They've got big ribbons wrapped around them and these big tags that have just been shellacked to the side of them. But there's quite a few people in here for such a small village.
Are they elves?
No, everyone in here seems to be human. At least from what you can tell just from a general sweep of the room.
So these baskets have tags on them?
Yeah, they're big, like parchment, almost like gift tags that have been pasted to the side of them in huge sort of calligraphy style, but like real shaky. And the dye on the ink isn't terribly great, so it's starting to bleed off in the corners. But yeah, they've all got writing on them.
I'll go take a look at one of the tags. Is it just a name?
It's actually like a whole big. It looks almost like a wedding invitation. It's got that much writing on it. I'll post it in chat so you can see it all. But it is announcing that these gift baskets are provided by Cheer.
Who?
Cheer.
Who? Music stopped.
Did it?
Christmas is dead again.
It's going on my end.
Oh, is it?
Mhm.
Not on mine. Committee honoring each and every revelry.
And each letter, each opening letter is capitalized. And then underneath cheer, it tells you that the baskets are provided by. I'll write this down as well.
Lord Ignatius Noddington. General Office of Bally. Squoan's eyes widen as he realizes he's just walked into a store. He's like,
So yes, all of these massive, rickety baskets full of, now that you're closer, they seem to be gingerbread cookies, specifically, have this tag on them, announcing who they're from. They are everywhere.
I'll just go over to the bartenders.
Mhm.
I'll ask them, so what revelries are exactly occurring?
And the guy kind of looks at you a little squint-eyed. Not sure I know what you mean.
Well, from the tags on those gifts, it looks like there are multiple revelries happening. I was just wondering which of the many possible revelries were actually happening.
Oh, those were brought in by a particularly odd fellow. Not long after the snows started creeping in, little off-season weather for us. No particular revelries that we are aware of. The evergreen muck started appearing on the buildings 2 nights ago.
Evergreen muck.
The
What's evergreen?
wreaths and things.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, muck, that seems a bit dismissive.
I suppose. It's just not something we generally do this time of year, or much at all out here. Are you new to town?
Yeah, we're just passing through. What's the name of this town?
Krakenbush.
Krakenbush. Who's Lord Ignatius Noddington?
Other than the fellow who brought the baskets in, I couldn't tell you. He's not the local lord.
What did he look like?
He was tall. Looked a little pale, but this was after the snow. So, might have just been the light. Older gent. Silver hair. Very expensive clothes, I'll say. But not something we see this far out from Orem. We're not exactly a big trade town, as you can imagine. Just, a few miners, farmers, hunters, that sort of thing. So, yeah, very fancy dress. Came in asking about hosting some kind of massive, party of some kind and asking for supplies and I don't know what all. We didn't have much to offer him. So, we had to turn down his offer. And then, that was before the snows hit pretty heavy. And then folks started getting sick. So, kind of good thing we didn't agree. Sort of need all of our supplies now.
Getting sick, like from the cold, or just from some strange magical malady?
No, I don't know about magic. I mean, the Paragons patrol here pretty regularly, so if it were a maid, I'm sure they'd catch them and string them up and everything.
Yeah, goddamn mages.
Yeah, agreed.
Goddamn
no,
mages, right,
sure.
guys?
Sarah, having gone over to the woman at the other end of the bar, has gotten a drink and is just slowly drinking his drink. He's passed something over to Orin. I don't know what it is. It's just a mug. You can't see what it is exactly. Orin is sipping slowly.
Don't corrupt my ward.
So the innkeep continues. Like, we find him in the woods. Big cold spell like this. Folks head out more wood, more this, more that, more meat. Find him looking ghastly. Gray and frozen,
Find who looking ghastly? Find who?
The folks out, the ones who are sick. We find them out in the woods.
Oh.
Get them in, healer warms them up, but even then, they never really quite recover.
So these sick people aren't from here?
Oh, no, they're from here.
Oh, okay. But they get sick out in the forest.
Yeah, they head out for, firewood or to hunt. Try and lay in supplies just in case this thing gets worse. And invariably we find them out there, half frozen in the snow. Healer warms them up, does everything he can, but they never do quite wake up right.
So this lord comes in, drops off these baskets.
Mm.
For you guys? For everyone in town?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And then leaves after you won't supply his party.
Right.
And then winter comes, and people start getting sick.
Yeah.
Have you tried smashing the baskets?
I don't think anyone has tried. I haven't tried.
Well, have you eaten some of the cookies?
Oh, yeah.
Did the sick people eat the cookies?
I don't know. I mean, we weren't the only ones to get them. Like, everyone in town got a basket, so it's hard to say.
Why did he give you guys baskets if you're not doing business with him?
Well, he started with the baskets.
Oh, okay.
And then he wanted to hold an even bigger sort of fete, I guess.
In town here?
In town, right, and had a whole list of things that he wanted, and we just didn't have the supplies or really the interest,
And you have no idea where he went to?
No. No, actually. I don't even remember seeing a carriage or anything. You would think someone as fancy as that would have at least some kind of carriage or fine steed or something.
Squoan wouldn't know this, but I bet he's a glamoured. Freaking glamoured.
You think everybody's a glamoured, though.
A glamoured or locker in.
Yes, a glamoured or locker in.
Well, this seems like a mystery that needs to be unraveled. Maybe we can do that before we move on from this village. The name of which was what again?
Krakenbush.
Krakenbush, right. So what's this ballyhoo place? General Office of Ballyhoo. You never heard of that?
I'm not even sure what a ballyhoo is.
I think it means like nonsense.
It might be. It seems like a foreign word. We didn't really pay much attention. He did talk kind of funny, the gentleman. Lots of big words. Like he had a proper education.
All right, well, we're on the case. Never fear, good innkeep. We shall
All right.
ferret out this Lord Ignatius Noddington and bring him to justice for leaving these baskets here.
And Keith kind of looks at you funny. We always appreciate help out this far from the city. Emmett Nickel is the healer. He's just down the road a little bit. He might be able to give you more information than I've got. If you're truly set on helping.
Yeah, I'll go talk to him. Make sure that my companions here have everything they want. I'll settle up when I get back.
All right. So you leave Hane, who has now joined Sarah and Oren in drinking whatever it is they're drinking at the other end of the bar.
Wait, before I leave, I'll go over and take Oren's mug and sniff it. What's in it?
Just water.
Okay. Make sure it stays that way.
Sarah just looks at you over his shoulder.
But aside from that, you can order whatever you like.
Okay. Menu doesn't seem to be too extensive here, so that's probably a short list.
I'll see if Steingrimmer wants to stay here and warm himself and eat.
No.
Or if he wants to come.
He wants to come.
Okay, let's go then.
Yeah, he's hanging pretty close to you. He doesn't seem to like this place.
What's your feeling about this place, Steingrimmer? Getting any weird smells, any...
Not really. Just, I don't know. Seems kind of strange. This much snow.
Yeah. I'll go take a look at one of these wreaths as we go through the village.
Okay. They are hung kind of every which way. Like some are hung very nicely on the doors or on the lit lamp posts, but others are just kind of like tossed on fence posts, just sort of haphazardly, like somebody's playing ring toss with them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They are, and again, varying in quality. Some of them are actually really, really nicely done, and somebody took a lot of time in creating them, and others are just sort of slapdash. They're kind of like the bottom branches of the pine tree that nobody wanted, so they're half brown, but they've hid the brown bits under big bows of ribbon. They've got what look like little beads at first glance, but if you inspect them closer, they're chips of coal that have been painted.
Oh yeah.
To look like beads and then strung on. And if you touch them, the paint rubs off and you get the black from the coal.
Pretty shoddy workmanship.
You know, Steingrimmer picks up one of the lesser ones and it just sort of crumbles in his big old paw.
Apparently, Lord Ignatius's education didn't include making of wreaths.
Yes, not.
So we'll go to the healer's place.
Okay. Emmett Nickel, whose name is on his door, so he's easy to find. He's in, again, just very much a one-story shack, but this seems to be pretty prim and proper. He did have a garden at one time. You can see the stalks of some sort of plant sticking up. They're now all covered with snow and sort of bent down under the weight of it. And Steingrimmer, as he walks by it, you can hear him very softly sort of tisk under his breath. Deeply upset. The state of this garden. But the house is very neat, the yard is very neat. It's got a little fence that goes all the way around. It's just, all perfect, and this is a type A personality.
Okay.
He has no wreaths on his home or his door. Here.
I'll knock on the door.
Okay. And a man, it is probably mid-30s, opens. He's just starting to go a little gray at the temples, get very, very dark black hair, a little too skinny, and wearing not quite priestly robes, but like a mix of the tunic top of a priest and sort of the dungarees of somebody who works outside all day. And he's got a lot of pockets in those pants. They all seem to be stuffed with something. He opens the door and it seems real enough. Asks how he can help.
Not a fan of wreaths, I see.
Oh. No. Some of that stuff had poison sumac in it.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
We were
I
just
didn't
commenting.
touch any of it.
Well, briefly. But we're pretty learned in the ways of nature and natural things, so I'm sure we'll be fine.
Are you?
Am I or is Squoan? Squoan is.
Squoan is. Good.
Yeah, we were just commenting on that shoddy workmanship as we came here. A man of your obviously fastidious temperament would not want them hanging about the place, I'm sure.
Well, they're just... poison sumac is dangerous and not
That too.
helpful.
So you got some sick people here.
Kind of shifts a little bit so that he's now blocking the door.
We're investigating the occurrences. The strange winter, the weird lord, the baskets, the sickness. It's all wrapped together. Probably.
Sort of nods at you. And what leads you to that conclusion?
Well, it's a lot of strange stuff all at once.
Agreed.
The Lord is probably at the center of it. Lord Ignatius Nottington. Does that name ring a bell to you?
Oh, I know he was the one who visited the town briefly, but I'd never heard of the man before. No.
Right. So no, like, castles tucked away in the mountains that people
No.
don't go near? Okay.
No, the only fortifications in the area would be the Paragon base. But that's a ways away. And I'm certain there's no lord there.
So can we take a look at the sick people? Steingrimmer knows what herbs and stuff. He might be able to suggest some courses of treatment. Not that I think that your methods aren't thorough or your breadth of knowledge isn't vast. It's just that sometimes it helps to get an outside perspective on these things.
Roll a persuasion check. As his face sort of screws up at the suggestion of letting you inside. Oh,
I will stomp the snow off my boots so that he sees that I'm not going to track a bunch of mud into his place.
I can let you see one patient, but you can't stay for very long. This isn't a petting zoo.
No, we weren't planning on petting anyone.
Gives you a long, hard look. And then neatly steps out of the way. Lets you both in. So now you're inside his little home, which is just as prim and proper and neat as the outside. He's got an entire wall that seems to be devoted to herbal medicines. He's got things hanging from the ceiling, but they're all the herbs, the bundles, are arranged by height. So the longest ones are to the left, and then they go all the way down the wall until it's just got little short stalks on the right. And all of his little mortars and pestles are all lined up by size, and it's a very OCD sort of workbench. Otherwise, the only thing else in the room is a small table and chair and a wood stove in the corner. Towards the back, there's a door with a curtain pulled across it. So he sort of leads you back that way, grabbing a lantern just before you duck through the doorway. There doesn't seem to be any lights on the other side of the curtain, other than the lantern in his hand. So he steps you in and kind of stops you maybe a foot or two on the other side of the doorway with holding up the lantern and pulling back a curtain. The light seems to bother them. So he sort of nods down at the figure in the bed, the one that he exposed by pulling the curtain back. The patient looks human, probably early 20s, male. Pretty normal, looks like he's just asleep, except his skin is slate gray. Not just ashen, I don't feel well, but looks like almost like he's made out of stone. He looks stone gray. He's clearly breathing. And there's a glass of water that sits on the table next to his bed. It doesn't look like he's touched it. And other than the rise and fall of his chest, he doesn't move. And so Emmett kind of like stage whispers. We find them like this in the woods. First we thought it was just frostbite, the color. But even after we warmed them up, they never change. They like this.
It's almost as if something is sucking the life force out of them to fuel its own dark being.
Emma just kind of looks down at you and looks up at Steingrimmer.
It's a theory. It's a working theory.
I should be back to the main room.
I'll ask Steingrimmer if he's seen anything like that before.
Mm-mm. I mean, I've seen things that were petrified, but petrified people don't breathe.
Could they be in the process of slow petrifaction?
Emmett kind of shakes his head. No, we've had, of the 9 of them in there, we've had a couple there for days. And they're still basically flesh to touch.
It's not contagious?
I haven't noticed any change. I've been checking on the people who bring them in, and they're all fine.
How are you treating them?
Just try and give them as much food and water as they'll swallow, and keep them warm as I can.
Where did you learn your trade anyway?
Here and there. I was trained by the old healer before he passed.
Ever been to Abris?
No. Why would I go to Abris?
I don't know.
Kind of narrows his eyes at you.
I mean, it's on the road. There's a road going west and east, and on one end is Abris, and the other end is Orem.
Abris is many, many days away. And a hard climb.
Exercise is good for you.
Just kind of nods. Is that where you're headed?
Oh, we haven't decided yet. We're just seeing the world, expanding our horizons.
I see. And this is where you ended up?
Yep. We smell the mystery.
He just nods to himself. Is there anything else I can do for you two tonight?
So you haven't even read anything about their condition or never heard of it at all?
It's nothing I've ever seen, no.
Okay. Well, thanks for letting us into your place. I hope I didn't dirty up the floor too much.
I'll take care of it, don't worry.
Okay. I like how you've arranged your workbench over there. That's very
He's kind of shuffling out his Squoan compliments his herb arrangement.
Isn't it nice how he's got it all lined up like that, Steingrimmer?
Uh-huh. As you guys are sort of pushed out, doors shut.
Happy holidays! Or festivications or revelry or whatever.
Steingrimmer just looks down at you. Now what?
I should have told the others not to eat the cookies in the baskets. We should probably go do that.
Why can't we eat the cookies?
Well, because they came from Lord Ignatius Noddington, the vector of all that is evil in this town, probably.
Probably. Okay. He starts wandering back towards the inn, making sure you're coming with him.
Yeah.
The back at the inn, they are still there. They are drinking. If they have eaten cookies, they're not eating them now. Looks like they've got some soup. As they all sit along the bar, quietly chatting amongst themselves, just sort of ignoring the rest of the populace of the inn.
Good team bonding. I love to see it. You guys didn't eat the cookies, did you?
No.
Yeah, you should probably stay away from them.
Okay. So what did you find out?
Not much. People are getting sick, they're turning gray and lifeless, almost like they're petrified, but they're still breathing. Have any of you heard of anything like that? It
No,
happens
three
out in
sort
the
of
forest.
shake their heads.
My theory was that it was if someone was, or something was sucking the life force out of them to fuel its own dark being, but there's not a lot to support that interpretation yet.
Do you anticipate there ever being enough evidence to support that?
I'm confident. Yeah, I'm fairly confident.
So what do you want to do?
I guess we'll just stay the night for now.
Okay.
It was evening by the time we got here, or was it night, or?
Well, it was getting on by the time you got here and got settled, and now you've had your conversations and everything. But yeah, you could definitely stay the night.
Actually, maybe if it's not that late, I'll go see the mayor or whatever.
Oh, they don't have a mayor.
No.
They're just unincorporated. They just sort of do their own thing. If they need help, they go to the Paragons.
Paragons are different from the Paranites, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Paragons are the goat-mounted, barbarian-esque knights from the old kingdom of Minot. They work for Nefera Rel.
Oh yeah.
But they patrol the mountains, and that was part of the surrender. Because the kingdom of Minot was the last kingdom to be conquered by Orem on the continent. And part of the surrender agreement was that the Paragons would technically work for the crown, but they, in their day-to-day, got to remain independent. So they maintain their own old bases and their old structure. They weren't infiltrated by anyone from Orem. They uphold Orem's laws, but only if they feel like it.
So on our travel through the village, did we notice any other people moving around the village, or was everyone pretty much staying indoors?
Everyone seemed to be pretty much staying indoors. Again, there were quite a few people in the pub, but it was getting to be around the supper hour, so that's not unusual. But yeah, most everybody seemed to be bundled up inside.
Okay.
The cold snap seems to have taken them by surprise.
I'm just gonna go around the bar asking if anyone saw where Lord Ignatius Noddington disappeared to.
Roll your investigation. Nope. No one really seemed to know anything about him. Nobody really saw him come in. Most of them just confirmed what the innkeep told you, that nobody's really saw a carriage or a horse or anything. He just sort of showed up with gifts.
How many days ago was this?
A few days.
And the snow's been falling pretty steady since then.
It got worse, yeah. That at first it was just sort of a weird, like, out of season freak storm, which isn't impossible, But after after the Lord left, it started coming down pretty heavy and expanding further and further into the woods and down to the road.
I ask Steingrimmer. I say, don't take offense. I'm not suggesting you're an animal or anything, but is it possible for you to pick up the Lord's scent on one of these baskets and then track him that way?
You can try. He sniffs it. Well, I don't smell, human. I just smell spices, really. But
what?
I just smell spices.
Oh, spices.
But I could probably, find those again.
Oh, track the spices.
Yeah, they're pretty strong.
All right, let's do that. That's a good idea. They're still eating their soup.
Yeah, they're having supper.
All right, do you want to eat something before we head out? Might be a long night.
Are we going to bring them with us?
I don't know. We make a pretty good team. We can ask if they want to come, I guess.
Okay.
I'll go over and say, so Steingrim and I are going to go try to track this Lord Ignatius by the smell of spices. I won't fault you if you don't want to come blundering through the cold forest with us. But if you do, you're welcome.
And Sarah kind of sighs. Of course, I'm coming.
All right.
And Oren's coming too. Hayne opts to stay behind. I'm good. I might get checked out by the local healer.
Does Oren want to come?
Oren does not seem to be given a say in the matter. Sarah has volunteered Oren, and Oren has not said anything against this idea.
Okay.
I think it's more Sarah does not want a mage walking around by himself.
Makes sense.
Let alone in the company of an older mage, because that's no bueno.
So I'll sort of pull up a stool next to Sarah at the bar and order some soup. And while I'm waiting for it to come, I'll say low enough so that Oren can't hear me. I'll be like, so you seem to have taken Oren under your wing a little bit. I was wondering if you could maybe teach him some self-defense so that he doesn't have to resort to, his other skills if it comes to a confrontation.
If it comes to a confrontation, that boy is dead.
Well, yeah, but I mean, let's give him a fighting chance, as much as we can, anyway.
I suppose.
You're the best.
I thought you were the fighting master.
Well, I'm skilled in the ways of the flute, but we only have the one flute, and it's mine.
All right. I could probably teach him how to stick somebody without cutting himself.
I have spare darts if you want to throw them out and show him how to throw darts.
I don't know how to throw darts.
I'll cover the darts then. I'll teach him darts.
Okay.
You can do the sword fighting and stuff. Wrestling moves if you know those. Actually, I could probably teach him those too. Leave that to me. Sword fighting for you.
Sarah just leans back in his stool, drinks his mug. You're enjoying this way too much.
I'm just happy to be out of Orem. Place sucks. I got tortured there. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember
I show
that.
off my scar.
Could you not? In public? Just, as a suggestion.
Alright.
I mean, the Paragon live by their own rules, but they'll still kill the mage.
Yeah, but would they know the significance of the scar?
Oh, yeah.
Alright. I'll be careful.
Alright, just if you hear ram hoofbeats, just hide.
Oh, did I show you my bow? I show him my bow.
It's very nice. He's honestly impressed with the bow. Like, it is really pretty.
It was not cheap.
I bet not. Yeah, it's super pretty. It smells good.
I'll have to show you my awesome bow shooting abilities at some point.
Hopefully not in the near future.
Well, who knows what the night will bring.
Alright.
Sort of bounce up and down in my seat excitedly.
Yeah, I know. Sarah is the complete opposite. Just not looking forward to this. Just one night of peace and not cold. So you bring your soup comes out and you have your meal. And again, Hayne decides to stay behind. But Sarah, Orin, and Steingrimmer will come with you. Wherever you think you want to go.
We'll do a sort of go around the perimeter of the village, hoping that Steingrimmer picks up the scent of spices.
Alright, I'm gonna roll for Steingrimmer. Boop. That's very good. And so he kind of does. He goes, I think it's this way. We'll go this way. And he wanders, pulls you back out into the woods.
Ooh.
Back out to the woods, away from Christmas Village.
Krakenbush. Was that what it was? Krakenbush?
Krakenbush. And kind of wanders through, nose in the air. After a while, he turns into a bear, just to make it easier on himself.
Has Orin ever seen him turn into a bear before?
Mm-hmm. Once. So it's still kind of creepy. Like, it's a bit of a freak show for him, but it's also Steingrimmer.
Right.
And Steingrimmer has been nothing but a big doof ever since Orin has known him. So, and I'm sure Steingrimmer has been preparing him mentally for the time when he has to become a bear. Because it's a very deep source of embarrassment for Steingrimmer. So yeah, eventually he does turn into a bear. Just to help him focus a little bit, especially as you get away from town. He's sort of shuffling his way through, and you guys are kind of kicking up paths behind him as the snow gets deeper. And all of a sudden, Steingrimmer stops. And his big eyes, his bear eyes, get really big. And he can't talk, he's a bear. He sort of puts his muzzle back over his shoulder and harumphs and growls. As flying out of the bushes, kicking up snow everywhere, comes a small gnomish figure who about smacks dead into Steingrimmer's side, going at top gnome speed, sliding to a halt as he sees the massive bear he's about to slam into. Oh.
Keep going.
Okay. So he sees this massive bear he's about to slam into. Skids himself to a stop, kicking up snow everywhere. And a yelp escaping him. And he kind of wheels around and then sees the rest of you and starts to yell again. Runs up to you specifically. Grabs your collar. And he's about your height. He says, you have to help me.
All right.
He says, ram hooves. Ram hooves.
Oh no. Let's go. I'm on board. Let's do it.
All right.
What do you want? Where are they? Let's get them.
They're behind me.
I draw my bow. Wait, I tuck my bow and my flute into my belt for easy reach and then draw my bow.
Alright.
With one of my white arrows. Yeah, I did get white arrows, yes.
You did, yes.
They were not cheap either.
No, you spent all your money. That's why Squoan's not allowed to have money.
It's gonna be cool though.
So this gnome is now sort of pressed up against your back.
Don't worry, friend. We'll protect you from rams. What's your name, by the way?
I gotta check his name. Harkin.
Arkin. Do you harbor deep racist feelings towards mages or anything of the sort?
What?
Never mind. We'll get into that later. Good.
Okay. And he's clinging to your back as the group lurches forward. So now that Steingrimmer's kind of collected himself a little bit after having this gnome-sized projectile speeding towards him, sort of collected himself. He's snuffling up along ahead, and he stops and does like a dog point with his muzzle. But alas, no ram. But there are good size, like dinner plate size, hoof prints in the snow, coming from the direction that the gnome fled from, along with his smaller, tiny little footprints.
So the ram
Looks like it
ram
buggered
prints
off.
just stop, or they went off in a different direction?
It looks like they chased him and then they sort of disappeared.
Like disappeared, like whoosh, vanished?
Yeah, like they left.
Oh, weird. So we don't see them going off in a different direction.
No, they don't seem to lead any particular way. Steingrimmer just finds them where they end, and then they don't seem to go off in any particular direction.
Do you smell ram, Steingrimmer?
He's a bear.
Not if you smell ram.
He kind of gives a cockeye bear look.
Not if you don't smell ram.
He gives you a cockeye bear look.
We're gonna have to develop some kind of sign language for these situations.
The little gnome at your back says, Does your pet bear understand you?
He's actually a werebear, a friendly one though.
His eyes get really big.
His name's Steingrimmer. You can pet him. You can Harkin pet you.
Steingrimmer nods. No.
Oh, you can't pet him.
I'm not sure I.
Here, I take Sphinx and hand it to Harkin. There, you can pet Sphinx.
So now this gnome is like holding this hat out at arm's length. Okay, thank you.
Haven't you heard of like an emotional support animal?
No. And Sphinx back to you. Not that I'm not grateful for the help, but what are you all doing out here?
Looking for Lord Ignatius Noddington.
Who?
Lord Ignatius Noddington.
Okay.
What are you doing out here? Why are you being chased by rams?
Oh, they're Paragon.
Yeah, well, what'd you do to make them chase you?
Well, you see, he kind of stands back a little bit and he opens up. You can, now that things are a little calmed down, you can get a better look at him. And he's actually dressed really well for a gnome. I mean, your time with gnomes has been very specific. Like, your village was pretty rural.
Yeah.
And the only other time you've seen a large collection of gnomes was down in Wolfsmaw.
Those racist gnomes.
Yes, the racist gnomes. And they were dressed like tradespeople, very, very, very lower middle class. This dude looks fairly fancy. Like, he's got kind of a little double-breasted suit coat, and he's got proper trousers, and he's got big old boots, and he's actually dressed, what would be a good... If you remember Tradesman Larachi.
Yeah.
Very similar in style. Like, it's all very nicely cut, and yeah, it looks good on him. So he opens up his coat, his jacket, and inside it's got all kinds of pretty baubles and stuff hanging from. He's got little bottles on leather strings, and he's got what look like might be women's earrings, and just all these little shiny things sewn into the inside of his coat. And now that it's open, you can see he's got a fairly sizable coin pouch tied to his belt as well. Because you see, I'm a trader, and I was on my way over to that little village over there.
Krakenbush?
Sure. I forget their names, there are so many. And I got chased down by those brutes.
For no reason.
No reason.
I give him a sniff. Does he smell of spices?
Make a perception check. Not really.
Steingrimmer. Smell this guy.
Your newfound friend looks mildly alarmed as Steingrimmer lumbers over and sniffs this dude. And gives you kind of a cockeyed bear look.
Not for spices.
You get a cockeyed bear look.
Do you even understand language in bear form? Not if you can.
He doesn't seem to indicate that he can. Not that this isn't interesting to watch, but could we not stand in the snow?
I guess.
Well, I really feels kind of like a waste, you know? I don't think I really want to go and risk running into those guys again. But I also kind of feel like I should, reward you for saving me, or at least scaring them off, or whatever your pet bear did. Do you want to come back to my camp?
You have a camp.
I have it's a collective, really. It's a small group of us. We're all gnomes, though. We're fine, like you. And we're all working together to kind of get ourselves established. We want to have this whole trade network set up, but we don't really have a permanent base yet. We're still working on that. But we've got the drive, and we're working really hard. It's not much, but it seems like good business to at least reward you. And maybe if we get up on our feet and this damnable snow goes away, we could hire you for, I don't know, bodyguard work, or does your bear pull a cart? I don't know. We can think of something.
I don't think he pulls a cart, no.
But I feel like I should,
Well, we can come see your camp. We've kind of got our own thing going on, but we can stop by.
Okay. The big guys might not be, they might make the others a little uncomfortable, but I could set them up a small camp. We have plenty of supplies. You'd be fine, though. You can come in and meet the others, and would that be okay?
How far away is this camp?
Oh, it's not very far. I didn't get very far until those jerks ran me down.
All right.
So he looks happy at this and kind of pulls you by the shoulder a little bit. Like, come on, and he's just chatting your ear off the whole time. He's making sure you're still back there, and he's describing his grand plan. He introduces himself fully. He's Harkon Mintwire, and he has gone in league with 3 other gnomes. And he describes this. It sounds a little like a pyramid scheme, but you're giving him the benefit of the doubt. And how they want to expand to all these local villages off the path here that don't really get served by regular traders, or you'll get cut off during times like this when the snows come. Even though he does comment that the snows coming this early is a little strange, but granted, he's not from here, so he doesn't really know exactly the local weather patterns. But he starts listing off all these different villages that he's been to, and all these, just rattling off lists of names of people as his contacts. And then he's building up a network, and he's really excited about the possibilities of where this is going to go. He's super jazzed about all of this.
Do you guys have a name for yourselves yet?
No, not yet. We figure when we're big enough. Because right now we're all sort of going out by ourselves. We don't really have anybody to sort of stay and watch home base. So we all just kind of go out one at a time. But we figure once we have someone who's available to be there all the time, then we'll come up with a name. And then we can make it like a rebranding and a gigantic reopening, and it'll be tons of free advertising. We've thought this out.
Yeah, it sounds like this is kind of an out of the way place to establish such a endeavor, isn't it?
Well, you don't want to get too close to Orem. I don't know if you've ever been, but folks like us, they aren't really allowed to kind of do their own thing, you know. So many of us end up in the mines, and that's just no way to live.
No, those miners are miserable.
Mm-hmm. So we try to stay away from Orem as much as we can without getting too far away from the trade road, but we don't want to get too close to Abris because those people are crazy. So we're just kind of we're taking advantage of a select location. And then when we're a little more established, then maybe we'll go to someplace a little more, I hate to use the word legitimate, but legitimate.
Why do you say the people in Abris are crazy?
We're all mages.
Yeah, but aside from so you are racist, is what you're saying.
No.
That's what I'm hearing.
No, but I mean, like they collapse their own mountains in around themselves. That's not.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
Why'd they do that?
To shut themselves off from everybody, and to say what you will about people who can do that sort of thing. I'm just saying to close yourself off to that avenue of trade is just literally insane.
Well, if your neighbor's Orem, I mean, it makes a little bit more sense.
It does. I agree there. There is a method to the madness, but madness nonetheless.
Well,
as he leads you through to this clearing.
Agree to disagree, friend.
There's room for all kinds of ideas. More ideas, the merrier. More outlooks, the better.
Right.
You gotta circle back around sometimes and re-look at those ideas. So he takes you to a clearing, and he has a satchel. He starts hauling things out of this satchel. And it turns out to be like firewood and flint. All kinds of weirdness. He starts pulling out of this bag, starts setting it up. And he doesn't really look at Sangrimmer or Sarret or Orin. He only looks at you, only talks to you. But as he's talking, he's sort of setting up this camp.
So was this a big satchel that could hold firewood and stuff?
Uh-uh.
Okay.
But he doesn't seem to acknowledge that it's weird. He just does it. And nobody else says anything. It looks like Orin might be opening his mouth to do something, and Sarret clamps a hand around it. But so your new friend begins to set up this camp a little bit, gets a fire going, and even has this makeshift tent tarp that he starts to set up pretty quickly. I mean, he's a little guy, but he speeds around pretty good. And the whole time he's talking, he's looking at you and talking to you, but he's talking about everybody else. And so your friends can stay here just for a little while. I'll talk to the others and prepare them. You know, as you can imagine, they have thoughts and opinions on, big people.
What about Orin? He's short.
He's human, though. And, old prejudices die hard and that sort of thing. And we're trying to move past it into the new eon here. But, got to be considerate of the group. We don't want anyone to get upset. But fire and there's a place to stay, and you guys will be fine, and we'll come get you in a little bit. And he pops into the tent. He pops out a second later, still talking. I put some food and drinks in there, so you'll be fine. It's not a pub, but we're trying. And that's our new product line, the drinks in there. So I'd really appreciate it if you could try it and let us know what you think. Your input is quite valuable. I assure you that it's safe. It's just we're still working at the kinks, but don't worry about it.
Did you leave little feedback cards for us to write our
Well,
opinions
no,
on?
we'll be right back.
Okay.
I mean, if you want it to be a blind thing, I guess I could close my eyes and turn around.
No,
But
it's okay.
but all feedback is totally confidential. Then he kind of scoops you up. Like, but I really want you to meet the rest of the team. We'll come back for these other guys in a little bit, but I really want you to meet the rest of the team.
Can't the team come here to meet us?
I don't think they would. Bear, human, and small human.
Just hang on, I gotta talk to my bear for a sec.
Okay.
So I go over to Steingrim and I say, okay, take a big deep whiff of me so that you can track me if I don't come back. Does he understand that, or do I just get another weird bear look?
You get a weird bear look.
Okay, turn back to human Steingrimmer, please.
Steiger turns back into a human.
Do
You
you
get a little squeak from the goblin or from the gnome behind you.
Do you understand me when I'm talking to you? When you're in bear form?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. So could you take a deep whiff of me so that you can track me?
You don't really.
I don't smell like anything?
Like
alright, let's go take a look at these beverages. Maybe I'll dump one on myself. I'll go into the tent.
Your bow smells. I could
Okay.
smell your bow.
Smell my bow then. I hold up my bow for him to smell.
Smell your bow. Remember, your bow is Celos wood.
Yep.
Which is rare and does smell different. Okay. Smelled your bow. This guy talks a lot.
Yeah, he does.
But it's nice that you have a friend like you.
Well, I'm not sure. The jury's still out on that one.
Oh. Okay. I'll come back soon, I guess.
Yep. I'll be back. Don't worry.
Okay. And
I'm
goes lumber away.
I'm gonna poke my head into the tent before I go to see what kind of setup he's got.
He's got in the back, there's a small plate of, well, it's like a platter. And it's got a bunch of cookies, not the gingerbread cookies. These look like sugar cookie kind of things, but sugar cookies and little cakes, little fruit cake looking things. And there's 3 mugs and a big closed pitcher of something that is apparently warm because it's causing the snow that it's sitting near to melt.
And he pulled all of this out of his satchel.
Well, you didn't see where he pulled it from, but he didn't have it with him when he made the tent. And then he popped in the tent and popped back out. So it was in.
Another glamoured, or the same glamoured.
I think everybody's a glamoured.
All right. Well, I'll be back soon. I say to them. I hope. Maybe. All right. Salute.
Salute. Okay. Double thumbs up. Here we go. So your new friend kind of leads you away from the rest of the camp. Still talking a mile a minute. I'm so lucky we found you guys out here. I thought it would be forever until we got to test our new product line on somebody.
Oh, so you haven't tested on anyone before?
Not this particular variation, no. It's
Uh-oh. Hello? The last thing I heard you say was asked if they had tested their drink on anyone else. And they said not this particular line.
no. That it was a new formulation based on something they'd previously tested.
Right. So now my working theory is that this disease is some kind of product testing gone wrong. Could I just I say hold up a finger to the guy. Can I just step off over here for a brief moment while gotta take a whiz.
Okay.
So I'll go off a little ways and I'll take out my little raven statuette and I'll whisper a message to it. Tell Starngrimmer not to drink the beverage.
Okay.
And I'll send it off.
All right.
I wanted to tell him that when I was still in camp, but I figured that might be rude in front of the gnome.
So your host?
Yeah.
Probably. All right. So you send off your raven.
And then I rejoin Harkin.
Okay. The Harkin keeps leading you along, and it's not terribly far away when you get to his encampment, which is a little rough. It looks like they might have been trying to build homes igloo style, like out of snow blocks and ice blocks, but it's not going very well. They don't seem to be very good at it. So you have this mishmash of tents and half-built buildings, some of which have collapsed in on themselves, made of snow blocks. There's a very jolly gnome-sized snowman, though, that's been built in the center of one of the collapsed homes, presumably from the bricks that didn't work. Someone has taken chips of coal and decorated it, given it a face and sticks, and put a wreath around its neck. So there are 3 other gnome-type figures in this little encampment. One seems to be female, the other 2 male, and they run up to Harkin as soon as you 2 come into the clearing, and they all start talking at once. So it's a very high-pitched, very fast-moving conversation that's a little difficult to keep up with, but they all seem to be talking about their experiences of the afternoon simultaneously. And it is about 30 seconds before they actually notice that you're there. And Harkin kind of, puffs out his chest a little bit and adjusts his blazer. And all of these gnomes are dressed very similarly to Harkin. They're very close to you. Like they don't seem to understand personal space. So they're very close to you. You can see not only are they all in very similarly tailored outfits, which look very fine for especially in the way gnomes, but they all seem to have an awful lot of jewelry. Even Harkin has a lot of gold and brass jewelry. Their ears are pierced, and not just on the lobe like we would imagine, but all the way up and down the outside of the ear. On all of them are pierced. And one you think might even have a small nose piercing, but it's hard to see. It's pretty discreet if they have it. But yeah, there's an awful lot of jewelry going on with these guys. But they're all pretty well dressed, if a little damp from whatever adventures they're having in the snow. And so yeah, Harkin kind of steps up, and they almost instinctually line up and are introduced. The woman's name is Kethel Sugarfizz, and the 2 gnomes on the end are Gillick Leckrop and Fimka Tinkerbang.
All right, could you spell all these names out for me?
You need these names?
Yes.
Okay.
So Harkin, what was his last name?
Mintwire.
Mintwire. Kethel Sugarfizz.
He introduces you to his team.
Those are some whimsical names you guys have.
They'll kind of look at one another. Oh, and Harkin says, so what's yours then?
I'm Squoan, the Serendipitous Riddlefist Kwikzot.
Sort of nod amongst themselves, and the Kethel, the female gnome, claps approvingly. They all agree it's a fine name. Yeah, it's a fine name. And Harkin gives a 30-second rendition of being chased by Paragon and finding you guys and you and your pet bear, and that he left the rest of your crew nearby with a sampling of the new product line, and everyone's all excited. They start to sort of murmur amongst themselves as people are trying the new product line. They're very excited.
Well, now I feel bad for telling them not to drink it.
And Harkin's like, but I thought Squoan would like to see our operation, such as it is, because he looks at you very meaningfully. We are always looking for our help, and you seem a fellow who knows his way around, and he looks back at the crew, and I was, thinking with his company and everything, that if we ever needed protection, they're very good at protection. Not everyone has a pet bear, and the rest of the crew agrees. Oh yes, that's definitely something to recommend you. Definitely, yes.
Well, I am a gnome of the world, I say, and I stroke my mustache.
They seem dutifully impressed. Dutifully impressed. As Harkin kind of gets a little closer to you, which he was pretty close already.
I sort of take a step back.
So, Squoan, have you ever thought about, joining with your brethren and doing something for yourself like this? Like really just grabbing your reality and making it work for you?
Well, I've done a bit of bodyguarding before. As for the rest of it, I suppose I put the needs of the common man before my own in most cases. I'm not really in it for the fame or the money or such things. I'm more in it for the betterment of well, not civilization, because that implies cities, and cities are garbage in my experience. But just the dissemination of justice throughout the lands.
Well, that can't bring you much dosh in. I mean,
I do all right. Check out this cloak.
I was gonna say, yeah, that Finka has made his way around you very subtly and is admiring your cloak. I'll agree, it is a fine cloak. Very fine cloak. And Harkin says, "Oh, but I don't know why you would even think of joining us. I haven't offered you anything to eat or anything. Would you like something?"
Well, you said you were going to show me your operation. Do you have like a production facility I could tour?
And he smiles very broadly. He goes, "Yes, you would like the tour right now?"
Sure.
Oh, I'm sure we can arrange that. That's no problem. He kind of glances at a watch that's not anything you can see anyway, sort of tucked into his blazer. Did you want to maybe get your compatriots? I know. Better thought. I'll take you to the production facility, and Kethel can go get your friends. And you can all tour together.
Maybe the first idea was better. Maybe we could go grab them, you and me, so that they're not startled by Kethel, because they don't know Kethel. And out in the woods like this, two of them are city folk, so they're easily startled. It might be easier if they encountered a friendly face.
That's a good idea. See, I told you he had a lot of good ideas, and the other's not. It's a quality idea, yes. They all agree. Well, let's go back to the camp then. And Harkin turns to kind of usher you along, and the other three, you can hear them scurrying around in the snow behind you. They seem to be going into their tents momentarily.
So you guys must have had some success in past endeavors with all the jewelry and stuff.
Oh, well, our patron's very generous. I mean,
Oh, you have a patron.
Well, we needed startup money. I mean, you can't
Of course.
just wander into the woods and decide to start a global empire on your own.
Oh, I was
Sometimes you
wondering
gotta,
about that.
yeah, you gotta have somebody with a little vision who believes in you, who knows you can do it, to give you those funds you need to push you in the right direction.
The way you believe in me, sort of.
Yeah, I really do think you could do well here. And we could probably employ your friends for at least a little bit. But you really should see the production floor first. I agree, that was a good thought.
Well, I'm very eager to see it. So who is your patron?
Oh, nobility. He's kind of the silent partner. He doesn't really like a whole lot of attention.
Does he have a name?
Uh-huh. He just keeps walking.
When they described Lord Ignatius Noddington to me, wasn't he a big fan of jewelry too?
They said he was dressed very well. Like he was dressed fairly ostentatiously.
Okay.
Like he was clearly a lord. They didn't specify that he had a lot of jewelry, but they did say that he was very richly dressed.
Okay.
Which is why they thought he was a lord. Yeah. So they go back to, or Harkin takes you back, as you can hear the others sort of scurry up behind you, catching up, going back to the clearing where you left the crew. And they're all sitting in a circle around the fire with empty mugs sitting next to it.
Empty. Look around for my raven.
Your raven's waiting for you. Apparently it didn't get very far before you came back. So it flies back to you.
I sidle over to Steingrimmer. Did you get my message?
Uh-huh.
After you drank the beverage?
He hangs his big old shaggy head.
Dear God, I didn't even think I thought I was just being safe. You don't drink strange drinks in the middle of the forest.
Harkin kind of sidles over. Is everything okay? You drank it. Did you drink all of it? And he goes off to find the pitcher. He kind of shakes it a little bit, and over his shoulder, he addresses the other three who are kind of edged on just the very tree line of the clearing. They drank all of it.
So how was it? How do you feel?
And Sarah just kind of shrugs. Fine.
How'd it taste?
Like chocolate. And Harkin, his face is kind of creased a little bit with concern. That's all you have to say? You don't? Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Obviously. Clearly, we have a winner here, guys. And he broadly gestures over to the other three who are standing uncertainly just outside.
So they're expecting something else to happen. The gnomes. Should I roll an insight check?
If you wish. I will roll gnome deception.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That was almost as bad as I could have rolled.
Yeah. So there is something shady going on, but you're not quite sure what it is. Like Harkin seems to be genuinely shaken, but it's hard to read the rest of the crew as far away as they are. So Harkin sort of recovers himself. Is it production floor? Did you want to?
Yeah, let's go see the production floor.
Okay. All right. Okay. He seems to kind of gather himself mentally. Puts down the pitcher. So your friend was was interested in seeing our production floor, and I thought you all should see it too. But since you've already tried the product line, if you would rather stay here, that would be okay too. If that's what you want.
I think they want to come. Isn't that right, team? You want to come see the production floor, right? Right, team?
Yeah. Sarah kind of shrugs. Then Grimmer's like, production floor for what?
For that magnificent chocolate drink you just drank.
There's more of that?
Possibly.
Yeah. Then yes. I have some suggestions though. Just some things that might improve it in the future.
Well, I think that was the point of the exercise. Steingrimmer has some suggestions here he'd like to share.
Harkin seems a little combobulated, to say the least. Like, well, I mean, of course, clearly we'd love to hear it. Maybe not while we're traveling, though. So you really want to go to the production floor? Okay. Okay. How about I send my crew along ahead, and I'll show you the way to go.
How about we all travel as a group?
Well, we need to make sure the floor is clear so you don't get hurt. I mean, there are rules about that sort of thing. Can't have anybody getting hurt.
All right.
So the other three sort of scurry off into the gathering dark. As Harkin leads you, tromping through the forest. Seems to be stepping a little more deliberately than he was when you were approaching the clearing. But he's not walking with you anymore. He's left you to sort of hang back with your team.
Did you guys actually drink that stuff?
Sangrim or not, yeah, it's pretty good.
All of you?
Yeah.
Sarah, are you serious?
It was cold, and the drink was hot. Steingrimmer sniffed it. It's fine. Steingrimmer nodded. I did? Sniffed it. I fixed it too. It's okay.
You fixed it? What do you mean you fixed it?
Well, I mean, I don't want to insult your friend here. Everyone has their own tastes and everything, but it smelled kind of bitter. So I have some marshmallow in my pocket. You know, you wrap it, cut the root and wrap it around stuff like medicine for kids. And some adults, mostly kids. And so I put some of that in there to make it better, and it was really good. I would suggest that to your friend, when we get to wherever we're going.
Did you recognize the bitter scent?
No. Not really.
I'm pretty sure they tried to poison you, so it's a good thing you did that.
Oh, it made it taste better.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so, don't drink anything where we're next going without, doing the same thing to it, please. And in the future, when strange gnomes chased by disappearing rams offer you mysterious drinks that they pull out of a bottomless bag, don't drink it. Just don't drink it. Don't make me have to tell you not to drink it.
Well, you left with him. I thought he was okay.
Well, obviously not.
And Sarah's in the back, kind of laughing to himself. You did leave with him.
But I made Steingrimmer take a big whiff of my bow before I left. Obviously, I was expecting something shady to go down.
So
do we need to develop some kind of secret hand signals or something? Okay, in the future, let's see what's a good hand signal for danger. Or don't trust this 80 fucking gnome chased by disappearing rams. I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed in you guys. I mean, A+ for treating the poison. that was some quick thinking, Steingrimmer, and I applaud you. But you two, I mean, come on!
It smelled pretty good to me. And the kid, the kid wanted some. And Sarah kind of looks back towards Orin, right, kid? And Orin is not looking too good.
Oh, crap. I'll go back and check on Orin.
Yeah, he's walking a little slow. He's got an arm wrapped around his gut. Looks like he's sweating a little bit.
Did you drink it untreated?
No.
What color is his skin?
He looks the same. He just looks a little feverish. Like he's a little sweaty, a little redder. But he's basically the same color.
Steingrimmer, do you think you could carry Orin? He doesn't look like he's feeling too well.
And Steingrimmer just picks him up by the collar and fireman carries him. And Orin just hangs there limply, his feet swinging in the breeze, arms dangling. Yeah, he doesn't look too great.
Well, that's the last time I leave the kid in your care, Sarah. Maybe I'll teach him how to use his sword.
Oh, I'd love to see that. I would.
Well,
I would pay.
Anyway?
I would pay your money to see that. Harkin comes running up. Everything okay back here, guys? We're almost there.
Yep, we're all good. Friend.
Kind of looks at Steingrimmer carrying Orin. Your little guy there. He's not looking too great.
No, he's a little bit tuckered out. It's past his bedtime.
Oh, we're almost there.
Okay.
He just starts sprinting dead ahead.
I'll sprint after him. Try to keep up, guys.
So, as you all sort of shuffle off ahead, you come to the mouth of a cave built into the side of a particularly jagged set of mountains just up the crest of a hill. There are two snowmen, very similar to the ones that were built in the quote-unquote settlement. One on either side of the mouth, and the whole thing's been overgrown with ice. Harkin kind of slides his way in between the two snowmen. It's a tight squeeze even for him, because they're super close together. They actually take up most of the door. And you can hear him yelling as his voice sort of echoes. Right in here, guys! Guys! And Sarah just sort of stops short and looks at you.
Oh, now you're having second thoughts? Now you're sensing that maybe things aren't quite as they seem? Sheesh, it's a bit late. Alright. Be ready for anything.
Okay. So you trudge towards the opening of the cave. Before you arrive, Starrett himself starts to stumble, goes down on one knee, but he catches himself. He's starting to sweat.
Oh,
holds
great.
His gut. And you hear a bit of a kerflump as Steingrimmer drops. He's still supporting himself enough that he won't let Orin fall. Like, Orin is still on his shoulder, above the snow, but he's struggling too.
No!
And as the group slowly sort of collapses one after another, you're fine. But the rest of the crew
Because I'm not an idiot.
one after another. The snowmen in the door
Oh no!
start to twitch
No! Oh my god!
and move. You can pull yourself back here.
Oops. Oops. There?
Yep, that's good. So as you look into the ice cave, with this is the opening here. The friendly-looking snowmen begin to twitch ever so softly, like there's a strong breeze running through, as your friends are kind of clutching their stomachs and making terrible noises in the snow.
All right. Well, I'm going to protect my friends from the obviously evil snowman. I'll bash one.
Okay, which one do you want to bash?
Oops. That one.
All right, whack him.
Do they have mustaches?
No, their mouths are open.
Oh, I see now. Okay. They're like the snowmen in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yay.
But they do totally block this door.
Okay, it's been so long since I've been in combat with Squoan. What can I
Oh,
do?
oops, I'm so sorry. Excuse me.
Well, I gotta remember what he does. You gain the following benefits.
The next half hour is you learning how to play Squoan again.
Okay, I think I get 3 attacks per turn. So I just want to make sure. 2 regular and 1 unarmed.
That sounds about right.
Alright, so I will,
I like this song.
the song,
I like
yeah.
this song.
Yeah.
That was Kefka.
Yeah, that was Kefka.
Kefka's invading Christmas! God damn it, Kefka.
Alright, so for now I'm just gonna take my 3 regular attacks.
Okay.
So 2 with the flute, 1 with the, unarmed.
Alright.
Oh, that's not, oh wait, that third one doesn't count.
Wow. Those will all connect.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. 6 bludgeoning. 15. 25. Oh, that was a good one.
Oh, that was a good one. 25 in total?
Hang on, I have to check to make sure. I forget how this exactly works. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Woocha! Alright.
Does it look like, oh, whoops, what's this do? Oh, actually I will spend a key point to use Stunning Strike.
Oh, okay.
The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, or be stunned. DC 14, I think?
That is a critical fail.
Yay!
You stunned the snowman. You beat the holy hell out of him and you stunned him. Good job.
Thanks.
Alright. So, now, go ahead and roll your actual initiative. As you're
Oh, whoops.
beating the holy shit
Can I use that roll?
Yeah, you can use that roll.
I didn't add myself to the turn tracker, though.
I don't know how to do that. I'll just roll another one and I'll correct it.
Okay. Actually, I'll take that one.
It is Christmas.
Yay!
Okay. So as he's feeding the holy hell out of the snowmen, your crew is groaning and flailing in the snow until finally they all seem to stand up.
My crew?
Different. Yeah. But they are a little bit different than they were before.
Different. Good. Oh no! What is this?
They stand up and collect themselves. Orin is a chipper little guy in green who's just sort of marveling at his own gnomedness because they are gnome sized.
So they look like the gnomes that I met in the camp?
No. They look like themselves or just gnome sized. And they're in the same kind of like crisp green outfits that the camp gnomes were. So you got Orin, he's got his little hat, and he looks kind of amazed, but also sort of delighted that he is this gnome. Serret, on the other hand, he's a little taller than Orin, but he's still gnome-sized, with a hat, and he's just pissed right off. He is an unhappy man. He goes to where his sword is usually kept, pulls it out, and it's a sharpened bit of candy cane. And he just looks at it with disgust. And Steingrimmer has reverted into bear form. He's not gnome size. He would be approximately dwarf size. He's a little bit bigger. But he has become a bescarfed polar bear. Little hat. And he's just looking at his paws.
Glad to see you're looking so good, guys. We gotta be up these snowmen.
All right, so we're gonna start in proper turn order. We've got Squoan. I'll roll for these guys. Orange. And people begin with S. Okay. All right, top of the round. We got one stunned snowman, one viable snowman. Squoan goes first.
Oh, it's my turn again?
Yeah, you got the top order.
Alright, I will zip over here and beat the shit out of this one.
Okay.
Same thing, I'm going to attack it 3 times and try to stunning strike it. Oops, that last one doesn't count. Those all hit?
Those will all hit.
So 19 and Constitution saving throw.
DC, what again? 14?
14.
Okay. He does succeed.
Boo.
So he will get to go. How long is his buddy stunned?
Until the end of my next turn, so I guess he's up and about again.
Alright then. Here we go. What's your AC?
Actually, it is 16 because I get a +2 due to Agile Parry.
Ooh.
Since I used an unarmed strike on my attack.
Huzzah. Alright, let's see. Alright. They each come flailing at you with their stick limbs in this weird sort of growling, barking kind of noise.
Oh no!
Pop, 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 pop. They do manage to get 2 scratches off between the two of them. So that is... ooh, that actually hits kind of hard.
Wait. Yeah, I thought this was screwed up. My AC is actually 19.
19? Okay, so
Yeah.
only one will connect then.
It's roll 20 reset my stupid thing.
Ah. Okay. So only one hits, which is 9 points of piercing.
9 points. Sheesh, I'm glad both didn't hit.
That one hit for max. So, yeah, the other one wouldn't have been as bad. But yeah, whap. These little sticks come flying at you from both of them. They don't seem to be moving from their station inside the doorway. They're not about to let you in. No, whap. Scratch the living hell out of you. The next is Orin with his little gnomish elfin self. Pop over here. Fireball. Boop. That sucked. Okay. This little firebolt comes out. This little gnome-sized firebolt. It hits. It doesn't seem to do much damage. And Steingrimmer comes lumbering through in polar bear form. Galump. Piles into you. Hits this dude. Slam attack. Just wipes him out. Just shoulder into him. Takes him out.
Yay.
Not only skids the snowman back 5 feet, but the snowman explodes.
Nice.
Into like shiny snowflakes at the inside of a snow globe.
Oh yeah.
When it all gets swirled up. So that hits you and it hits Steingrimmer, but it doesn't do any damage or anything. It's just really pretty.
Yay.
So that dude is down. He's DED dead, Jim.
Good.
He exploded. Orin, Sarah is still looking at his candy cane like, I don't...
Poke it with the sharp end.
This is ridiculous. No, you poke him. I'm not fighting with a candy cane. He throws it to the crowd.
God damn it, sir! Get your head in the game.
It's a snowman.
It's an evil snowman, fueled by dark energies of drained from those other guys.
This is dumb. He passes his turn.
This is dumb.
It's your go.
I step back and punch Sarah in the nuts.
PvP.
No, I'll bash this guy, this snowman.
All right. All 3 of those will hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 bludgeoning.
Nice.
15. 23.
Just enough. That's all you needed. So this snowman too explodes into a little shower of shiny sparkles, snow globe style. Yay!
Yay!
It's super pretty.
I tried to remain serious even as the shiny sparkles
It's
float
super
around me.
pretty. It is. It's really pretty. Even Orin kind of claps a little bit. And Steingrimmer tries to eat some midair. You hear Sarah in the back going, "This is stupid. Can we leave now?"
Could you get into the spirit of this, please?
Picks up his candy cane sword. This is dumb. Now what do you want to do?
We will enter the cave.
Alright. Where do you want to go?
Well, it looks like there's a dead end straight ahead. This way?
Mm-hmm.
I'll go see what's at the end of the dead end.
Okay. Oh wait, step. Go back to where you were for a sec. I just had myself on the wrong setting. As you get closer, popping up from one of the icicles is
What is
a
that?
gnome. You recognize the outfit and the jewelry, but instead of an adorable little gnome, it is now a fierce goblin. With big
No!
ol' ears and all the jewelry, and it scrambles its way towards you with a kia.
Yeah. That's a silly looking goblin.
I'll make it big for the folks at home.
I zoomed in.
Kia!
A+ sound effects.
Alright.
So is it my turn again, or?
No. It is not. It will be this guy's. As he runs Kia. And he yells, "Boss, do the thing!" And he launches himself at you.
What can I do?
I will let you roll your deflect arrows to knock this guy out of the air.
Oh!
To either catch or knock this guy out of the air. Because he's not super big. And he is like leaping at you. So I will let you use deflect arrows to
It's
either
actually
catch
deflect missiles, and he counts
or
as a
deflect
missile.
missiles. Whatever.
Um,
To either deflect or catch this guy.
Deflect or catch the missile. When you do so, the damage you take from the attack is reduced by 1d10 plus your dexterity modifier plus your monk level. Okay,
So he
so I just
does...
have to roll 1d10.
Yeah.
Plus my dexterity 4, so that's 8, plus my monk level 13.
Ooh. So yeah. You'd be able to catch him as he launched himself at you, because that's more damage than he can do with an unarmed punch.
I catch him and throw him then.
Where are you going to throw him?
It is small enough you don't have at least one hand free. Spend 1 key point to make a ranged attack. I will throw him against this wall over here.
Alright.
That's worth a key point. Just for badassery. Snag him out of the air. Boom!
He takes some damage. What's your strength score? Or your strength modifier, I should say?
It's not great. -1.
Okay. Alright. Okay. As he gets smushed against the wall.
The missile counts as a monk weapon for the attack, though, so I can use dexterity.
Oh, what's your dex then?
4.
4. Okay. And as the goblin gets smashed, you hear, "No!" As his buddy pops out from behind this little icicle wall here.
I just do like a beckon with one hand. Come at me, bro.
The guy goes, "Kata!" and runs in your direction.
He's not gonna jump? Come on,
No,
jump!
he's not gonna jump. He's gonna whap you though. You're at 19, you said?
Pardon?
Your
No,
AC is currently 19?
Actually, if this is a different round of combat than my last
Yes.
attack, then
Yes, it
I'm
is.
at 17.
Okay. Ooh, it's gonna hit. So this little goblin creature comes running up. He too has a candy cane dagger. And he whaps you with it. Sticks you good. For 6 points of piercing damage.
Bastard. Oops.
Now it is your turn officially.
Okay, well, I'll bash this guy who just stabbed me.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah!
The 10. Let me double check. Yeah, the 10 will miss.
Boo.
The other two clearly hit though.
Man, I'm burning through my key pretty fast.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Oh, so that's 14. Plus.
Okay.
So 21 bludgeoning.
This dude just gets smashed. He's just a smear in the ice. Done for. Done for. All right. Orin comes up. Going, what is going on?
Just fireball. Don't think.
Fireball,
Just roll with
what?
it. The guy I just threw over there.
Play fireballs. Pachoo! God damn it. Fireballs are doing shit. He does, though. Steingrimmer comes up behind you, panting. He's in bear form, though, so he can't talk.
Bite that guy.
I'll bite him. Oh, okay, that just barely makes it. Ooh, that's not a good roll for Steingrimmer. Bite. He picks him up, shakes him around a little bit. Goblin's not dead, though. He's just hanging from Steingrimmer's mouth, kicking and wailing. Going, boss! Boss! You hear Sarah at the mouth of the cave. I'm not coming in there.
Get in there! We're getting our
Dumb.
asses kicked. By silly things. You
know,
don't want silliness to win.
Crunches up, standing behind Orin. He's got his candy cave back. I'm not going in there. Dumb. All right. The wishy swirly from the back of this cave sort of coalesces in this spot here. And what you thought was just sort of a stalactite hanging kind of wishes itself into the form of an ice method, which I couldn't find a good picture of that would translate. So this is my ice method.
Okay.
Who whips its way and opens up with a cone of cold that will hit these two. They get a save. Oof.
It's hitting Orin and Sarah?
Yes. Sarah is fine. Orin is not. That will actually knock him down pretty far. Okay. Alright. Yeah, Sarah is cool, but Orin really takes the brunt of that cone of cold. And sort of knocks him down to one knee. I lost you.
I lost you. Alright, can you see me now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So Orin goes down on one knee. Sarah is fine. You hear rustling from this direction over here.
Uh-oh.
It's your go, though.
I'll step over here and smash the ice method.
Okay.
Yay. Oops. Come on. Yay. Ha 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 ha.
All three of those will hit.
$18.
Oh, very nice. I'll actually take this one out. Do a dex save. DC 10.
I think I'm really good at those. I better be.
I think you are. As a monk, you should be.
Oh.
Woo! So as you take out the ice buffet, it explodes. Only this time it's not the colorful, shiny, snow glowy snow from the snowmen, but instead ice shards that cover you completely. You do take 3 points of piercing damage from ice shards. That he is now just a cluster of ice on the ground.
Sarah, to hold me, I'm big enough now to spank you if you don't get your ass in gear.
Did your go? Oh no, you just went.
I just went.
So it is this guy's turn. As he tries to whap Steingrimmer in the muzzle. Oh, he actually hits! Holy crap! Doesn't do much to him. So yeah, the the goblin that Steingrimmer has in his teeth kicks him in the jaw. Steingrimmer drops him with a little roar. And dude scampers. Scamper, 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 scamper.
You're not getting away. I have a bow.
So he scampers away. Steingrimmer kind of rubs his muzzle. It is Orin's go. He looks very confused. Should I?
Yes!
Okay. Firebolt. Oh my god. Can't roll above a 2. Alright. Damn it. Doesn't do much, but it's something. Most of it gets reflected into the ice wall next to him as he runs. And Steingrimmer sort of hauls around his big old polar bear butt, so he's facing this direction. And goes loping after this dude. Boom, boom, boom. Tries to buck him up in the air. And misses! No! Steingrimmer, no! Steingrimmer fails in his mission.
No!
And Sarah is still standing in the door. I'm not coming in there. This is dumb. It's your go.
Sarah, if we wipe because of Sarah, I'm really annoyed. So, drawing a weapon, like drawing my bow, that would take an action, would it, or?
It's just on your back, right?
Yeah.
You can switch weapons as a free action, that's fine.
Yay. Okay, I'll draw my bow. So it counts as a monk weapon since I got the Kensei thing. So does that mean I get 2 attacks?
I believe so.
Okay. Oh, I don't get my extra unarmed attack.
No, you won't, because you have a weapon.
Right. But I can use... Yeah, I can use Kensei Shot. I can use my bonus action to make my ranged attacks with the Kensei weapon more deadly. When I do so, any target I hit with a ranged attack using a Kensei weapon takes an extra 1d4 damage. And I retain this benefit until the end of my current turn, so it counts for both attacks. So that's pretty sweet. Yoink.
Both of those will hit.
Nice. Plus an extra 2d4. So 14, 19.
Alright. Your whitewood bow or whitewood arrows just pierce this dude, slamming him against the ice wall, pinning him there. He just dangles. Ugh. Steingrimmer starts to sniff the air. Lumbers off in this direction. Warren runs behind him. Sarah just takes 2 more steps into the cave, and that's it.
That's
it,
as much
yeah.
silliness as he can take.
That's it. all too ridiculous.
Okay,
All right.
is it my turn or no?
Yes.
I want to run down here and try to retrieve my arrows.
Okay.
My very
Okay.
expensive arrows.
Roll. I guess roll athletics because it's stuck in an ice wall. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. You can get your arrows back.
Yay!
There's another dead goblin flumps to the ground.
I don't make a big deal about it, even though it was super cool.
Alright, next round.
But I sort of make it clear that I'm not making a big deal about it.
Make a perception check. Okay. Now, you've noticed that Steingrimmer keeps sniffing the air and wandering in this general direction. But now that you've kind of rounded this corner, you also hear kind of the faint, echoey sound of panpipes. That's a sound that you're pretty familiar with because Ariel used to play the panpipes. But it's echoing very softly through the ice cavern.
Okay. So it's coming from this direction?
Coming from this direction.
Okay. Well, I'll start heading up in that direction.
Okay. As you enter this section, from behind one of the icicles, another goblin pops up, sees you, goes wide-eyed, and books it.
Can I fire at him?
I'll give you one shot. As he runs. Run, run, run. Okay. Oh, that's a good one.
And I will use my bonus action. Can I use my bonus action to...
No.
Okay.
One action. That's still a good hit, though. Where did it say? Okay, got it. So yeah, you nail this dude straight in the butt as he's trying to run, and he doesn't have much back. He's a little guy, and he yelps, and his little yelp echoes through the ice cavern, kind of shakes the icicles above. You can hear them clink together, and watch as they fall to the floor below.
You're a disgrace to gnomes!
He goes, boss! He now is limping his way past. And at the very back, your eyes kind of follow and adjust.
Uh-oh. What's
A
that
few
do?
more figures pop into view.
A few more?
All the way at the back of this cave, where at first it just looked like there were stacks of boxes and a large table and sort of a stash cavern, like bandits might use. As your friend limps towards the back, a fourth goblin friend who noticeably has a satchel around his neck, shoulders, is running up to and appearing to cajole a large satyr
It's a Krampus!
figure.
That's totally a Krampus. That's no satyr.
His back is currently turned to both you and his goblins. And you can't see his hands. His hands seem to be in front of him, away from your view. What would you like to do?
Well, I will... Is it my attack?
If you want to take an attack, I'll let you. Yeah.
Well, shoot him.
Shoot who?
The Krampus.
Okay.
both those hit?
26 and 18. The 26 will hit.
There. Well, that's pretty good damage. Plus 1d4. So 15 piercing.
Okay. Use my pen. I lost my pen. There it is. Okay. Got it. So your Krampus creature turns around slowly, this arrow protruding from his mid-back. And he plays the pipe in his hand. Then you feel an overwhelming compulsion to sit. Relax. Everything's fine.
I resisted.
Not this one. He only gets one that you don't get to resist it. It only lasts for a minute, though.
A minute? That's
Yeah.
so long.
It only lasts for a minute. But you don't get a save. Just for this one. So he plays for you. And you sit. As your friends come barreling around the corner. This goblin scrambles up to his buddy. Sarah comes strolling slowly. His candy cane in his hand, muttering to himself, his mutters echoing off the ice walls. How stupid this all is.
Does he have a little high-pitched voice?
Yeah, he does. I haven't been
Yay.
doing it, but yeah, it's not totally like the gnome voices, but it is a little higher than it was before. Oren's is too, but it's a little harder to tell with him. But yeah, it's definitely a departure for Sarah. He muttering softly to himself. So our sadder friend takes a step forward. And shakes his big shaggy head. Massive horns, big old beard. It's all braided, cool. It's all gray. He's got icicles hanging from it. And just kind of takes in the sight of this crew. Then he looks over at the goblin with the satchel around him. Nods to him. Good job, Rack. Good job. We only needed 4.
Can I talk?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm just sitting?
You're sitting. You just find him fascinating. Like, all you want to do is hear this dude talk.
Okay.
But yeah, you yourself can speak. You have full control of yourself. You just feel no desire to attack this guy. You find him very, just endlessly fascinating.
So this is the guy with the sack?
Who?
You said one of them has the satchel.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong end of the screen. This guy has the satchel here.
Okay.
This is the guy you shot in the ass.
Right. So you're Lord Ignatius Noddington, I presume.
And that gets a big laugh from the whole group up there, except, this gnome's laugh is a little sputtery as he's clutching his butt trying to get the arrow out of it. I took that name. Well, I thought it was clever, but that's old work, I don't like to look back too much. I'm glad you're here. Glad Rack brought you.
What do you want from us?
Oh, I just need 4 more. And then my revenge will be complete.
Revenge against who? For what?
All of these small-minded people. All I wanted was a concert. That's all. Just a place to play my music and be admired. I have been working so hard on all these tunes. And really, it wasn't so much to ask. Like, I understand nobody likes to go to Christmas pageants, but this would have been a really good Christmas pageant. But no, not even free food convinced them to let me play for them. So, all of these small-minded people in these small little villages, Crooked Bush and Pinecrest and Yule Log and all these other stupid little places, they won't let me play? Well, then I'll just use them to fuel my own entertainment. And he points to the large table in the back. And whatever is lying on top of it, it was hard to pick it up, pick it out against the backdrop of the table because it seems to be about the same color. But now it's starting to move. And sit up and stand up.
Uh-oh. What is that?
As it pushes itself off of the table, you are greeted to
Oh no!
a large, jolly, and yet somehow menacing gingerbread golem.
Oh no! So you're
Is it-
draining their life forces to fuel his dark energies?
Yes!
I knew it! I fucking knew it! See? You didn't listen to me.
And he's almost done. Almost done. 13. That's all I need. 13. And he'll be able to run amok without me having to play for him. So, as soon as he eats you, the concert can begin.
I understand your frustration with the small-minded. I told these people that, someone was draining the life force from those others to fuel their own dark energies, but no one listened to me. They thought I was mad. So I get it. I get why you're angry. But this isn't the way.
But it'll be so much fun. At this point, the spell effect has worn off, so you are free.
Okay, I stand up.
And we shall begin initiative.
Okay.
As the mad satyr cackles to himself and starts playing, watching the snow and ice chips from the cave floor begin to swirl and compile upon themselves. Oops. Boop. Forming 2 more methods.
We're so screwed. None of us knows any healing. And I am beaten up.
Alright, you go first.
Alright, I will stick 2 arrows into this one here.
Okay. Both of those will hit.
Plus... Oh, come on. 19.
19, that is enough.
Good.
So you sink 2 arrows into this method, which explodes into its shower of ice, but of course nobody's close enough to be hurt. So it's just a really pretty show from where you are. And the goblins in the back, the one here, the one with the satchel on that the satyr keeps referring to as Rack, actually claps for it because it's pretty. And now they seem to be having a squabble fight about who's actually going to go up and deal with you. And neither of them seems to want to go. So the method will instead. The 10. Cone of Cold. Which will only hit you. Dex save, please.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. So save for half. Whopping 2 points of cold damage. Boo. Boo, I say. Is the massive gingerbread man with his brilliant red scarf and gumdrop buttons and open maw of a painted mouth lumbers forward down through the ice cave, taking slow, careful steps on his little gingerbread feet. With the goblins cheering him on.
Stir it, stab it. Take that candy cane and stab it.
Steingrimmer. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's as far as he can go. He's making a beeline for that gingerbread man.
Good.
And Orin. Oh god, Orin, come on. Come on, buddy. He shoots a firebolt at this method. It connects!
Yay.
Does a little wee bit of damage. He's doing something, by God.
That's good. Better than some people.
Sarah, standing behind you, just hear this modified pitch sigh. I'm not fighting gingerbread cookies.
Fight the Krampus then. He's clearly evil.
Go up and stab the method. So he takes this ridiculous looking candy cane in his tiny little hands, because again, he's a great sword wielder. So he wields it both handed and brings it down onto the method. Actually hits it and basically splits its skull.
Yay.
Shielding himself from the spray of ice crystals that come forth as the method dies. And he will eat that damage because he has no dex. But that's okay, he can eat a little damage.
I guess his
Alright.
armor didn't translate to his new form, did it?
Technically he has the same armor class.
Oh yeah.
He just doesn't dodge very well. So yeah,
Okay.
he took some damage. It wasn't a whole lot. Like, it's not gonna stop him, definitely. But yeah, he took a little bit. Okay. So it's your turn.
So this method is still going strong?
No, this method is dead. I was just
Okay.
marking Sarah's health. Yeah, that method is dead. He has exploded.
Alright, I'm gonna get to a better vantage point and see. Plug another couple arrows into the Krampus.
Oh, okay.
I say this is not the way to deal with your frustrations. You're just perpetuating a cycle of violence.
The first one will hit.
Only the first one.
Yep.
Wow. 10 plus 13, so 13 piercing.
All right. That's still really good, though.
Yeah, 10's pretty good. I'll take a 10.
Krampus yells back, "You don't understand my art!"
I understand perfectly. Look what I'm dealing with here. I had to berate this guy for fucking 5 minutes before he deigned to stab something with his candy cane.
Sarah just looks over at you. Do you know how ridiculous you sound right now?
Just enjoy it. This is the first unambiguously good-evil situation we've been in for a long time.
Alright. These guys get to go. The goblins don't seem to be in a big hurry to rush out there. The gingerbread golem reaches into his open mouth and pulls out a gumdrop about the size of a baseball.
Oh, God.
And it's big and green and kind of sticky because it's a little warm, you know? And tosses it at Steingrimmer. And we'll hit Stein. Oh, holy shit, he'll hit Steingrimmer. Okay.
Oh.
Pelt Steingrimmer. 6 plus 2. Oof, for 8 points of bludgeoning damage on Steingrimmer. And now Steingrimmer, like the whole left side of his face is all stained green as this thing just splatted and it kind of slid off. And he lets out a very disappointing bear sound. He's displeased. But blaz, big gumdrop smear on him. So not happy. Satyr's gonna back up a little bit. And actually get behind him. Just in case.
Does that count as partial cover?
It is for him, yeah.
So he's not a giant satyr, he's just a normal size
No,
satyr?
he's a normal size satyr.
So he's a mini Krampus.
He's a mini Krampus, yeah.
Krampus Jr.
For the moment.
For the moment? What's that mean?
Nothing. Orin's turn. Orin comes running up to you. What do I do?
Blast the gingerbread guy.
With fire?
Sure. Well, unless you got something else.
Really, fire's kind of my thing.
Okay, fire.
Okay. So he hurls a firebolt. Firebolt. Ugh. It hits, but it doesn't actually seem to do any damage. The gingerbread construct actually mends itself a little bit, like places around its armpits where it was cracked because it's not quite done. Start to seal itself off. And Orin looks at you and goes, I think I healed it. I think fire helped it.
Oh shit. Well, you're doing great anyway. Next time, go for one of the goblins.
I can't shoot that far.
I know you'll have to step forward. Don't worry, I'll go with you.
Okay. So he's clinging to your... clinging to the underside of your robe. Alright. Steingrimmer. Fresh off his pelting with a big gooey green gumdrop from hell. Runs up, chomps down on the gingerbread man's arm. Connects. Let's do some damage. With big meaty bite. Rips off this thing's arm.
Oh!
Spits it out.
Nice.
Throws it on the ground. The arm, however, does begin to twitch once it's removed.
Oh god. Okay. Is it turning into another gingerbread man?
Right now it's just twitching on the ground. It's still in arm shape. But Steingrimmer seems concerned.
Yeah. Go for the Krampus.
Sarah's turn. Runs up. 10, 25. Stab this thing.
If you're gonna break it apart, make sure you eat the pieces.
Tarrant looks back at you as he swings wildly at this gingerbread man and misses. Misses the gingerbread man. It's all going to hell. It's all going to hell! It's your turn now.
Alright, I will move up to here so I can get a clear line on all these dudes.
Yeah.
And I will shoot the goblin that I shot before in the butt.
Okay.
Oh!
Ooh, that first one definitely hits though.
11 piercing. 14 piercing.
Okay. That arrow goes right through this little goblin.
Nice.
Sends it flying. And the little guy next to him, this one, goes, Kethel, no!
Kethel's dead. And you're next,
Runs after.
so-called Harkin.
Saturn's turn. Saturn plays on his pipes for a minute. Gets to be a little tankier than he was. And so-called Harkin, standing next to him, is cheering him on. Yeah, boss! You show him. Show him what happens. Your face is killing me.
What's my face doing?
Just nothing. I'm just glad you're amused. Alright. Now Orin comes running up behind you. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. What do you want me to shoot? I can't shoot.
The Krampus.
Oh.
Now
Hey.
there's a proper Krampus.
He has proper Krampus. Oh, that's a good, finally. Good shot. Kick ass. Alright. Got him. I mean, he's not dead, but that's still a real good shot. That's a fireball right to the face.
Nice. Good shot.
I did it.
You did.
Oh my god, that thing's huge.
Yeah, but you're doing great. You're doing great. Keep it up.
Oh, we're so tiny.
Not for long. Once we kill that Krampus, we'll be fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Go to Steingrimmer, who's looking very confused about this situation. So, the arm has begun to sort of crumble in on itself and has begun to make miniature copies. From that one arm, there are now 5. Small version. 5. Small versions, like actual cookie-shaped versions of the big guy. And they all start to climb up Saret's leg.
Oh no! Don't let them get inside your pants.
As they try to find some way in. They're just hanging from his clothes, swinging from his belt. There's Seret trying to knock these things off with a pointed candy cane. Swearing to every god he knows. This is why I don't travel with you. This is why this is stupid. As he is trying to deal with this. We're going to do another gumdrop loogie.
Oh no.
This time at you.
Oh no.
What is your armor?
17.
Oh, that's going to hit. That is 4 points of gumdrop bludgeoning damage.
Crap.
But that's all he's got. Alright, Steingrimmer's gonna go for broke. 2 swipes on the gingerbread construct. Oof. Alright, that one connects, Pop, pop. 7 points of damage. As he's knocking the sucker around. Doesn't break anything off this time. He's just trying to split it.
Okay.
Alright. And Sarah is still trying to fight the swarm of gingerbread men. Unsuccessfully, he rolled a 4. God damn it. He's trying to unsuccessfully fend off the swarm of gingerbread men. That is your go.
It's my go? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I will sort of pull my bow over my shoulders, draw my flute, and say to Orin, just keep throwing fireballs at him. Oh yeah. I'll dash up there, and I'll whap him twice.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. Okay. I will add a stunning strike to that, so he's got to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Which he fails.
And so he's stunned until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
And I will spend a key point to take the... Actually, no, I won't. I will just do that. And that's it. Oh, wait.
Okay.
I get an extra unarmed attack.
Yeah.
Since I didn't use my bonus action.
No, you didn't.
So another 5 bludgeoning.
Okay. The 13 in total?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Alright. So he's stunned. Guy makes a break for the back of the cave. That guy's dead. The swarm is still attacking Seret. Unsuccessfully, but it's keeping him busy. He's being clamored on by all these stupid gingerbread men, like hanging from his hat, swinging from his belt, trying to get into his shirt. Keeps hitting him with candy canes.
You're making this sillier than it has to be.
The gingerbread construct takes out his candy cane sword, just more like a candy cane club, because he's a gingerbread man, and brings it down hard on Steingrimmer. Cracks him a good one, actually. That's a lot of damage on Steingrimmer.
No.
You hear the crack. He brings it down in the middle of his little polar bear forehead. Looks a little dazed.
Steingrimmer!
He's taking a beating. His little hat's all dented. Little scarf's been dragging in the ice and snow. It's all dirty now. He's a mess. And Oren doesn't know what to do, so he takes a step up.
Keep the fireballs coming.
Oh, good fireball.
Nice.
Alright. Good fireball from Oren. Steingrimmer will once again try and drop this stupid thing. I'm gonna pounce his ass. Both hands. Oh, goddamn. Just one. As he sort of drunkenly swipes with his claws, trying to knock this stupid thing on its butt. He gets one in. Not enough to break off a piece, just enough to get its attention. And Seret is once again trying to get rid of his swarm. He rolled a 5, so it ain't happening.
Ow.
Here we go, though.
Where did Rat go anyway? I don't see him.
He just perused. There are a bunch of boxes and sort of bric-a-brac and stuff back here for him to hide in.
Bastard.
And then it's solid wall beyond that, so he's still somewhere in the cave.
I'm going to whack this guy. Uh-oh. Neither of those hit.
No.
Unarmed. Come on.
Woo! There you go.
Okay, I will add a stunning strike to that, so DC 14.
Okay.
That's the last of my key points.
He fails, so he is stunned once again.
Okay, good.
And he took 8.
8 bludgeoning.
Alright. Okay. Alright. That is not a... Oh, no, that is a connect on Steingrimmer. Oof.
Steingrimmer!
Oh! Another crack across the jaw with a giant candy cane for Steingrimmer. This one actually knocks him on his little polar bear butt.
Is he out?
No, he's stunned. I mean, like, he's seriously stunned, and he's not looking happy. Half his face is green from the gumdrop, and the other half is all bloody from where the candy cane connected on the top of his head. His paws are all bloody. He's not having a good time, but he's holding his own. Oren will do a fireball, because that's what he was told to do. for a whole point of damage. God damn it, Orit. He needs to level up.
Yep.
And Seret. God damn it, rolls a 4. So his torture continues. Oh, they actually do damage on him this time. It actually takes 3 points of damage from this swarm that's crawling all over him, hanging from his hat, kicking him in the face. They knock his nose out of joint. Steingrimmer will once more attempt to knock this gingerbread on its butt. And he succeeds. So he puts
Nice.
both paws on the gingerbread, knocks it down. Gingerbread's one arm flailing with his big cane, trying to knock Steingrimmer in the head again. Steingrimmer pins him down, roars at him. It's your go.
Okay, I'm going to try to attack.
Alright.
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Come on, come on, come on. Ooh,
Good.
good hit.
Um,
Not quite. Not quite.
Oh, fuck. 10 bludgeoning.
10 bludgeoning is enough.
Is it?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, it is. Is enough to watch as Satyr. Oh. Goes back down to normal size and falls dramatically to the ice cave floor, like full-on fainting couch, splayed dramatically.
So is he unconscious or is he just play acting?
He doesn't appear to be breathing normally, so I think you actually got him knocked out, if not dead. The gingerbread construct, as Steingrimmer has it pinned down, stops twitching, its club slowly falling to the side, and you hear the little plunk, 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 plunk sound of tiny gingerbread cookies falling off Seret and hitting the ice cave below, shattering, breaking off limbs, and the sound of battle that was echoing through the ice settles down into
Did you freeze? Hello? Oh no. Oh wait, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, you froze. I couldn't hear anything or see anything.
Oh.
So the battle's over?
Yeah, everything's gone quiet.
Okay. Alright, does anyone have any rope?
A rope?
I have rope, I think. Or not? I guess I must have used all my rope.
I don't think anybody has rope.
So what are we going to do with this Krampus? Are we just going to kill him?
Derek pipes up from the background. I can think of worse things.
Well, let's find Rack first. I can start kicking through all the bric-a-brac trying to find Rack.
As you sort of kick your way through the boxes, you get about halfway down the little line, and then a box, 2 boxes down, the lid pops up, and there's Rack with his hands up. And, hi.
Alright, give me one reason why we shouldn't kill the both of you.
Well, you can do whatever you want with him. But I never actually hurt you. To be fair, I offered you a job.
Doing what? That was a ruse. That was a cunning ruse to lead us in here.
Well, kind of.
Where's all your loot?
He takes off the satchel, he holds it out. The boss has nice stuff too. But here, take this and let me go.
What's inside this?
Anything you want.
I look inside and
Well, it doesn't look like there's anything inside of it.
stick my hand in.
There's a lot of stuff in there. Most of it seems to be ordinary things, like the bottom of somebody's purse. But there's definitely a potion vial in there.
I pull it out. What's this?
Potion
What's it do?
lets you read people's minds.
Really?
Yes. See, isn't that worth my pathetic little life? And bonus, if you search through all these boxes, this is all the boss's stuff. He's got all kinds of jewelry and stuff in here, and I bet it would make you a lot of money.
Is he still wearing the jewelry that he was wearing before?
Who, Harkin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have yours first.
Aw, come on.
I've brandished my flute.
This is... I can't go back to my people without my jewelry. They'll think I'm a loser.
Can you not see the gore on my flute?
Just brass.
Is it brass?
Mm-hmm. It's all just brass.
Ah. Alright, help me. Show me where all the boss's loot is, and I'll think about letting you live.
He kind of keeps one eye on you, one eye on what he's doing. But he hops out of the box, and he does start showing you through them. And indeed, it's almost like a theater set of costumes.
Oh, yeah?
All the boxes, yeah, they're all stuffed full of very fine fabrics, or at least fine looking from a distance. But he does point you to a couple of boxes of costume jewelry, which really aren't going to be worth anything. But he shows you one box in particular with a secret compartment, and that one is stuffed full of jewelry with actual gemstones in it.
Ooh.
He
Take
points
that.
it. Yeah, like, see, that's got to be worth something.
What else?
Well, that's all he has. I mean, like, he was about looking the part, not necessarily being the part.
I brandish my flute again.
That's all he's got. You can look through the boxes yourself. I gave you my bag. You killed my friends.
I rummage around in his bag some more. Are there any more potions?
No, there's just the one. Everything else seems to be pretty standard stuff. There's camping gear and like a fishing pole and just random stuff.
Is there a rope?
Not that you feel immediately, no, but he
Oh,
did
damn
pull
it.
some out of the bag to set up the tent initially. So,
Is there rope in here?
no.
I was asking the goblin.
Yeah, no. Nope.
Yeah.
Not that I know of. I don't need rope.
Is there any rope in any of these boxes?
I don't think so.
So what's your boss's name?
Well, he always called himself Lord Nottington.
Yeah, but he said that wasn't his actual name.
I know. I don't know what his actual name is. I was just figure, as long as he was paying me, he could call himself whatever he wanted.
What'd he pay you in?
Well, he paid me in food and brass. And he said as soon as he was famous that he could make us look like the gnomes all the time. But my friends and I, the ones that you slaughtered.
You started it!
I think that's a moral gray area.
Alright, well, I'm probably gonna have to kill your boss in cold blood, so I don't want to do it twice in one day, so just get out of here.
And he bolts. He scabbers out. He's done. Steingermer is eating the construct. Still in polar bear form.
Alright, so let's take a vote. Who thinks we should kill this guy? I mean, this was kind of magical. This whole sparkling, exploding snowman wonderland
Sarah
thing he had going.
brushing cookie crumbs off of his shirt. Stab the goddamn thing in the heart.
But what if he's the last of his kind? What if we're killing the last little bit of this particular brand of wonder that exists in the world? Even if it is evil wonder.
It stomps on a cookie on the ground. I'll stab it.
There's no rope at all.
Mm-mm.
I can't kill it.
All right.
We'll tear some of its clothing up into strips and use that to make rope. And I'll get Orin to
brings you
help.
his scarf. He
His
lumbers
polar
over.
bear scarf?
Yeah.
Are these guys
over
still
his-
gnomes?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
They
well
haven't
we have to
changed
kill
back
it now.
yet. No, they haven't changed back yet. He brings you over his scarf.
I mean, it's going to be worse if we wake him up and then question him and then have to kill him. We have to give him a chance. So I tie him up with the strips of cloth.
Okay.
Make sure he doesn't have his panpipes on him. Search all his pockets if he's wearing any clothes.
No, he's in Saturn mode,
Okay.
so no clothes.
Grab some snow and rub it in his face till he wakes up.
He comes back blinkingly.
8.
Hmm?
So turn these guys back.
I'm sorry?
My friends, they're still gnomes. And a polar bear.
Is that not the way they always look?
No.
Well, I didn't do that. What happened?
We beat you up.
I find that hard to believe.
And yet here we are. They drank that drink, and now they're gnomes and a polar bear.
Well, if they drank what Rat gave them, they should be dead. Or out of commission.
I'm not gonna waste my mind reading potion on you, guy. Just turn them back.
I can't.
Insight check.
Okay. That was pretty good. Now granted, he's a little beat up and laying on his side and tied up, but he doesn't seem to be lying.
Well, then you must have some idea what turned them into gnomes. Obviously, are you tapping into some powerful magic here, or are you not in control of whatever is going on here and creating mystical snowmen and?
Oh no, I created all of those things. I thought they really fit the theme, you know. But I didn't do that to your friends. He kind of shifts his gaze a little bit so you can see more of the cave. Oh no! What did you do to my gingerbread man?
We ate part of him.
Oh, he wasn't done yet.
So if we were to hypothetically let you go, would you promise not to pull this shit again and just to leave all the towns around here alone?
They were very rude to me. But I guess I shouldn't try the same performance twice in the same area. It'd take me a while to get an entourage back as well.
This was a mistake. I can't let you live.
Oh, no, you can. You could just walk away.
I'm sorry, I say, and I take my fruit and I.
No! Dead Krampus.
Is he dead? Are they still gnomes?
Mhm. You hear a little gnome Sarah in the back. Did the right thing. Can we get the hell out of here?
Yeah, let's go. We never did get to the end of this tunnel here, so
Oh, is that dead end?
yeah,
Okay.
we'll just take a look down there before we
Yeah.
go. Actually,
Go ahead.
I'll search this area too to make sure that.
Yeah, this area back here just seems to be all of this stuff.
Okay.
It's all just different crates. There's heavy spice mixture, which Steingrimmer, still in his polar bear form, goes over and he like pulls the bag out to you. He shows you this gingerbread mix. So yeah, it's all the stuff that he was using to make the gingerbread construct, and then a bunch of it is just clothes and costume jewelry and.
Anything that would fit me?
No, this is all made for him. It's all
Okay.
his stuff.
Kind of liked him.
And Sarah just shakes his head. Can we get out of here before we freeze to death?
Yeah. So nothing down this tunnel either?
This dead end? No,
Yeah.
it's just a dead end. It's
Okay.
just ice. So you leave this realm of carnage, death, and crumbling gingerbread. Back to the entrance. With your gnomish friends and limping, battered polar bear.
Oh, could I try to bandage Steingrimmer with
Yeah,
torn
you
up
might want
clothes?
to try and bandage Steingrimmer. He's looking a little worse for wear, and he can't do it himself. That's you can bandage him up a little bit with his own little scarf. He's still kind of colored green, but that can't be helped. He's trying desperately to lick it off. But it's not really go so far.
I'll grab some snow and try to wash it off.
He's making bear noises at you. The motley little crew wanders solemnly away from the ice cave,
Where we killed Christmas.
where you killed Christmas. Where would you like to go now, Christmas killer?
We'll go back to the town of Butchenbush.
Crokenbush.
Berry. Yeah, Kragenbush.
Krakenbush. Boop. Krakenbush it is.
Are they still gnomes?
By the time you get to Krakenbush?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're still gnomes.
And a polar bear.
He says. So are you guys okay with being gnomes for the rest of your lives? I hope. It's really not that bad. You can't reach high stuff.
Sir, it stops dead in its tracks. Have you lost your mind?
Well, I'm not seeing many options here.
Isn't there a healer here?
You think he's got some kind of anti-gnome tonic?
I hope so.
We can visit him, I guess.
Okay.
He didn't seem to be very into magical stuff, though.
Let's just go.
So we'll go to the healer.
Okay, so go to Emmett Nichols' house. Who again opens the door It is now almost dawn. You guys have been out all night. He's a little blurry-eyed. Again, stares down at you, this polar bear, and 2 additional gnomes.
Can we come in? I make a big show of wiping off my boots.
Well, the bear has to stay outside.
Well, you met the bear. He was that big guy I came in with last time. We had a bit of a encounter in the woods, but it's solved. We killed Lord Ignatius, Knight and Nottington. He's dead now, so problem solved. How are the sick people doing? Better, I assume.
I
Better.
haven't
Better.
checked on them yet.
Maybe you should go check. I'm sure they're
Okay.
better. I'm sure I didn't kill him for no reason.
He turns away from the door. He doesn't shut it, just turns away from it. And you can see him crossing the main room and grabbing the lantern, going behind the curtain. And after a minute or two, he comes back in decidedly more awake than when he left you at the doorstep. And it's like, it's a miracle. They're, slow, but yes.
Good. Problem solved. Good triumphs over evil. All that stuff. Except these guys are gnomes and a polar bear. So could you help with that?
They weren't gnomes to begin with?
No. Humans.
Well, how did...
I don't know. They drank something. It might have done something to them.
Okay. Well, we could try this, I suppose. He goes over to his table and he starts putting something together. Putting it on the
Actually,
fire.
My friend, they were served this bitter drink, and my friend, who's now a bear, added, I think, marshmallow to it to counteract the bitterness.
Okay.
So maybe it created some new concoction that turned them into gnomes.
Potentially. This isn't really my field.
No.
But we owe you something, surely, for whatever you did. That helped everybody. I'm not quite certain I want that story right now, but first things first. And he lights something up on the burners, and he comes back with 2 kind of teacups. And you were a gnome before.
Oh yeah, I was a gnome. I'm happy as a gnome.
Okay.
Although, do you have anything that could turn me into something bigger?
No.
Oh, okay.
Your friend should drink these, and he hands each of the teacups to Sarah and Orin. But outside, please. Outside. And if it works, I'll make another for your bear.
Okay.
So Orin, as a child, is used to this and dutifully files outside with his teacup. Sarah, not used to this, stomps, kicks snow out of the doorway on his way outside.
Don't make a mess, god damn it!
Do you go out with them or do you stay in the doorway?
Well, I want to see this. I want to see this magical transformation.
Okay.
This Christmas miracle.
Okay. Sarah looks at Orin. Alright, let's just do this. And they both down their teacups after a count of 1, 2, 3. And for about 5 seconds, nothing happens. And Sarah opens his mouth with a shit-eating expression on his face, like he's about to say something really nasty. And instead, he doubles over, mouth still open, and starts throwing up everything he's probably eaten in the past year. Orin following suit. Right in the middle of this dude's snow-covered walkway. Just everything coming up.
I will, as an act of consideration for their embarrassment, I will have Sphinx dance while I play my flute to distract from the scene they're making in case anyone happens to walk by.
It's still fairly early in the morning, so there's not a whole lot of foot traffic.
Just in case.
Just in case. Do a performance check. See how distracting you and Sphinx are at this moment. You're probably a little distracted yourself. Sphinx trying not to dance in the vomit. So yeah, they throw up for a good 2-3 minutes uninterrupted. Just awfulness. Even Steingrimmer takes a step back. But when they finish and they're dry heaving, clutching their guts on the sidewalk, they do slowly morph themselves back into who they were originally. A small boy and a very surly pirate knight.
I have a Sphinx bow as we wrap it up. All right.
There it stands up. That's...
I mean, you have no one to blame but yourself. You drank the hot chocolate.
Shut up. Taller than you again. Let's get this over with. I really don't want to watch a bear puke.
Alright. So I go back in, tell him it worked.
Oh, okay. I made this for your bear, and instead of a little teacup, he's got kind of a fairly shallow cauldron, with the wire hanger. Here.
Does he have to drink that whole thing?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
He's a big bear.
Maybe don't look too closely at the scene outside, Steingrimmer, before before you drink this.
Take it outside to Steingrimmer. He drinks it dutifully. And you get to hear and witness a polar bear vomit all over.
Another performance check.
Another performance check, please. Hey! Better performance this time. We've gotten numb to it. This time Orin is taking part. Having learned from his days on the corner with Sphinx. Joining in. Happy to be part of the crew and not a gnome anymore. And eventually Steingrimmer too reverts back to his humanoid form. Looking a little green around the gills, but human again. Or humanish. As far as Steingrimmer is concerned. But this dude's whole front yard is just a wreck. It's just melting snow and vomit everywhere. It's terrible. It's so bad.
I'll kick some snow over the vomit.
Yeah, Steingrimmer's doing the same thing. He's kind of burying it as he's going along. He's not happy about this. His little nose is wrinkled up. This is bad.
So we never did get to stay at that inn. Do you guys still want to do that?
Yes. Groups wanders away from Emmett Nichols' house, leaving your shame buried beneath the receding snow. Staggering down the street, back to the Moose-Lick Inn. Get yourself a room.
First thing I do is we go in, reminded by the sign, I go up to the innkeeper and I'm like, why is this place called the Moose-Lick Inn?
Why not?
Well, what does it mean? What is the moose licking?
Nothing in particular. Just sounds like a funny name, don't you think?
Yeah. It's a weird name. Oh, problem solved. We killed Lord Ignatius. Nodding.
You did what?
Well, he wasn't actually a lord. But he wasn't.
Kind of comes up and just puts a hand on your shoulder and starts moving you along. He's been out for a long time, sir. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm actually
You're
taking
welcome.
him to an asylum down the road. He's not
Rude.
dangerous. He's just chatty.
Pretty
Pay
mouthy for a
no
guy who drinks
attention.
hot chocolate offered by strangers in the middle of the dark
He's
forest.
pushing you towards the stairs. Thank you, sir. Good night. Ushers you to your guys' shared room. And everyone collapses.
Yeah.
Has a sleep. And by morning, as you wake, the world has reverted to a pre-snow self. The winter village is no more. Now it's just a regular village with rotting pine reeds clogging up the streets. A healer with a front yard full of vomit. And stale cookies sitting out on the tables. But Squoan has prevailed. He saved Christmas.
Well, he killed Christmas, but he saved the village. So let's call it a draw.
And as far as your loot goes,
Ooh, loot.
I did promise you it is Christmas. So the sack is Hewer's handy haversack. So
Ewart's handy haversack.
yeah.
Oh, whoops, wrong keyboard. Ewart's handy haversack. And as for the gems and stuff?
As for the gems and stuff, the potion is indeed a potion of mind reading.
Nice.
He wasn't lying about that. And the real gemstones, not the costume jewelry, but the actual real gemstones, whether you leave them in their settings or not, are worth about 500 gold.
Oh, I have a necklace of fireballs. I've still
Yes,
got
you
7
do.
gems in that thing. I could have been throwing those things.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops.
You wear it as a belt, but yes.
Yeah, I wear it as both, yeah.
Yes, you do.
Button of transmutation. Oh, wait. Right. Every time I see that, I'm like,
I know,
"What?"
you get so excited. The transmutation, what does that do? Nothing. It does nothing. You just hang on to it because you're a nerd.
Could make myself excited every time I see it.
Yep. Just get jazzed.
Yay!
Jazzed over nothing. So, yes, you get treasure. And since it is Christmas, you can have a level up too. Everybody gets a level up.
Nice! Also, I mean, since I killed a Krampus, I mean, we came pretty close to dying.
Yeah, you got
for a Christmas adventure.
That was no joke. Yeah, those things hurt. Yeah, that was considered a hard difficulty.
Yeah.
Because Orin's not, he's got no levels.
He
basically.
really pulled his weight though. He was the MVP.
He tried.
As far as what he accomplished with what he had.
Yeah, he doesn't have much. He doesn't have much. He's kind of a one-trick pony, but he did his best, and he didn't die. Although he did come real close. So yeah, everyone can have a level, and you get some treasure, and a happy holiday?
Well, a morally ambiguous holiday, as we had to kill Krampus in cold blood.
You didn't have to kill Krampus.
No, but he was just gonna pull the same shit somewhere else.
Yeah, he was. But you let Rack live.
Yeah. Although, that might not have been super wise. We're not assassins, though. We can't just go killing everyone
No.
in cold blood.
No. And really, the only other things you killed, I mean, you killed the others, but they were actively trying to attack you.
Yeah.
And methods don't count because they were conjured. And the construct doesn't count because it was under the control of Krampus. And the snowmen were conjured. So. What'd you think?
That was lots of fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, I loved it.
Did you like it? Okay, good. I'm glad. As an addendum, as I just pointed out to Sin, General Office of Ballyhoo, care of Lord Ignatius Noddington. For our more astute viewers, if you take the first letter of each of those, will spell out Goblin. Anyone who got that, you get extra presents under the tree this year.
And you were smarter than me, because I did not.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Merry Christmas anyway.
Merry Christmas!